get to it.
We are going live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of No Jumper News. Today is Tuesday, September 12th, and we are late as usual.
Oh, shit.
Hey, yo.
Yes.
My fault.
Group effort, though.
It's okay.
All the way around.
Yeah.
But today, I have the privilege of getting to hang out with the one and only Mr. Dejan.
Top of the top.
What's going on, my dude?
Good morning.
I also, of course, have the one and only Poetic Flacco in the building.
Yes, sir.
The most fashionable person here, right? That you were trying to say yesterday, right?
I think that's what
Who
was
me?
yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't say like most fashionable, but the last 3 months though, man, like in terms of me being like somebody who's like a sex symbol and shit like that, bro, like I've been getting more like DMs and shit. You feel me? Right? So you know,
Facts.
You feel me?
100K club.
Fame
And then,
brings
of
the fortune.
course, we are gifted to be in the presence of the legendary Blunt Roller to the Stars, Renegade.
Hey.
Thank you. So kind of you, Josh.
Nah,
It's my pleasure to be back.
just facts. Oh, so I went back and watched your interview
Yeah?
with Disaster and Lush.
Okay.
You feel me? Right?
Nice.
Just to learn more about Renegade. You know, listen, it was actually like a real dope conversation. Right?
Thank you.
Now, I brought that up though to bring up Lush. Josh, have you heard that Lush One has conceded to y'all?
I didn't know. I did not hear that.
Via what platform?
So Lush was on another platform that we won't name, and I think Adam like shared the clip though.
That's that place.
You're perfect. And he said, "Damn, I thought it was over with for No Jumper, but it looks like I was grossly wrong. They have actually surprisingly came back. So when you, Josh, as somebody who, you know, who's in upper management here, so when you hear Lush say that, like, what's your take, man?
I'm sorry. I didn't even hear exactly what you said.
Like, go to Adam's story.
I don't know that man, Josh.
This was yesterday or something?
Yeah. Okay. And I think Adam's response was, well, yeah, with the shrug.
I think genuinely you have to consider No Jumper's a really big global platform. So the things that happen within that don't shadow what's really going on with the entire platform because it's so much bigger than.
This was like yesterday, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
That he said it yesterday. Yes, perfect, right here.
Because, you know, and shouts to Adam for still being relevant, still being in the conversation, still being talked about. He's able to evolve with the times, keep his shit cracking. Because I thought, low-key, that shit was finna be a wrap.
All right, so what's your opinion on it, Josh?
I mean, you want my real opinion?
Yeah, what's your opinion on it?
We want your real opinion, Josh.
I didn't really care about Lush's opinion before he said it. I don't really care about what he had to say after that.
Yo, bruh.
I think it was the politically correct thing for him to
I
say on another
appreciate-
platform.
Yeah.
I appreciate
And
him
I think
being
it's the smart
real.
thing to say. Yeah, it's the smart thing to say. The smart thing to say is thanks for the platform. I appreciate it. I moved on with my life. I thought y'all was about to fold. And come to find out, there's way more things cooking over there.
All right.
Yeah, facts, right? But like all the sentiments before that though on these other interviews weren't that before, right? One, you know, like me and Lush are still, you know, like kind of cool. He has issues with me for I think what happened during the whole Lupe thing, right? But we still cool, man. But yeah, hey man, you know, like Josh is saying that he don't care, man. Hey, listen, this is like white on white folks violence, man. Feel me? No, it's true. Listen, bro. Like white folks, like in 2023, they like hate each other for
They've
some
been
reason.
beefing.
Yeah.
They've been beefing since Hillary and Trump, I think we noticed.
That's what kicked it off.
Like, oh, y'all got beef too. Interesting.
Right, you feel me? Right?
Interesting. I thought you guys were all together on this.
Man. But hey man, like shout out to Lush and the platform that, you know, that he
Yeah, I
was
think the
on,
smart thing to say is shout outs to Adam and No Jumper for giving me a good look.
Let's keep it platonic.
Yeah,
If you
like,
asked about it,
word, because you would sound crazy.
this in the platform that we know you from.
Huh?
Right.
Why?
Understand.
How'd you get this interview?
Yeah.
You know,
That's facts.
you're here based off the fact that you were at some point
Yeah.
XYZ hosted No Jumper. I mean, obviously you have your battle rap community as well. But the talking platform,
All that being said, I did see something somewhere that Lush wasn't doing so well, so I hope whatever he's going through, he does get better. On
Wait,
that
you
page.
see that where?
There we go, Josh. Some maturity. There we go.
That's
like
it.
health-wise, I hope that he's healthy and
That's
shit.
it.
But in terms of his
health-wise,
opinion and
he's not doing good, you said?
Yeah.
Wait, you see that where?
I get sent things.
He said he's in the loop.
Yo, like, who's these spies, bro, that be sending y'all, like, bad
Flocko,
shit?
wait till I tell you about this app called Twitter. I mean, X.
Yeah, X, please.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You don't got to investigate people no more. People put so much of that information about themselves, how they feel, what their stance is on things. They put that out there. So if you just got your ear to the streets, like I'm sure Joshito does.
Let me go to Twitter. Wait, let's see, bro.
I thought
like,
you was
listen.
gonna say Reddit.
I think it's a good sentiment though. If we are done at a place and you now have a good, cute little PR statement that you give and you say, all right, thank you, they're doing good. I thought they was about to fold and they didn't.
Well, you just bow out gracefully.
Period. Easy. It's super easy. It's the easiest route out because if you keep talking about it now then the microscope comes back on you and now people go, well, what'd you do after?
Right. Well, at least if you have something important to say, then cool. But if it's just gonna be bashing or negative,
That's it.
You might as well just take the high road and
keep it cute.
Well,
Shit on mute.
I just read, like, what you're talking about, Josh. And, I mean, like, that goes for everybody, right? Like,
that was quick as fuck.
if we don't, like, change our habits and drink more water, like, right? Like, listen, again, for what I read was, if I don't change...
Flocko, before you say anything, I don't disagree with what you're about to say.
Yeah, right?
I don't disagree. That being said, anyone who's dealing with anything health-wise, I hope they take that shit seriously.
Period. Exactly.
No one wants to end up in the hospital.
Absolutely.
My man said, though,
yes, sir. That's
if
it.
I don't change my habits and drink more water, I will be on dialysis within 10 years, within a decade.
You have to
That's
take
for
your
everybody,
life
though.
seriously. You also have to take your reputation seriously. You also have to
Facts.
take the stuff you say out your mouth seriously. So if you said before he had different energy, that might have been because it was fresh, hot off the press. Everyone's asking you beefy type questions.
Facts.
Okay, a few months go by and you realize it really wasn't no smoke.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to just end shit right where it's at and everybody move
And it's
on.
love,
and
too. Yeah,
it's
no.
love. It's love all around. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, wait, though. So, Josh, so now that he has changed, would you reconsider, a conversation or a reunion with him?
No, Flocko. I didn't care about his opinion before this. I don't care about it after that.
That's crazy,
Nothing
man.
changed.
Look at Flacco.
Literally
That's
nothing
crazy.
changed.
No,
No.
he's cool now.
Listen, that's growth. Hold on, now let's take a growing moment here. In life, you have friendships that come to a halt, and they come to an end. So there's parallel friendships and there's crisscrossing friendships. You know, some people you just crisscross paths with them. It's amazing why you guys are there. And then at a certain point, y'all go in different directions, and it's not that no more. It was cool while it was. Certain people you just keep going with. Every time you look over, they're still doing good. You're still doing good. Being cool with somebody doesn't mean you have to interact all the time and do all that other stuff. So I think
that's true.
when life gets important and life gets serious, and now you got family to take care of, or you got your own shit to take care of, you got your own things brewing, you don't really then dive into trying to sit down and kiki. So Josh being like, look, I really didn't care before. That doesn't mean I hate dude or I got smoke with him. That just means, look, we don't really got to sit down and do all that.
I have one last Lush question. Were y'all like friends, or were y'all just coworkers, or were y'all both? Because I don't know like the extent of y'all relationship, Josh.
I would say that we were coworkers.
Okay. It's a difference.
Hey,
Sometimes people are both, but
To an
sometimes
extent.
Lines are blurry, so it just depends on how closely you hold that friendship threshold for people.
especially in podding. I feel like it's very difficult to separate the friendship from the business. When
because you just
podding,
talk to this person more than you talk to
regular friends.
Period.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like
that's true.
that is kind of tricky too.
Like, do you sit around and talk to your aunts and uncles and cousins for 2 hours nonstop? No, right?
No.
So you
rushing them off the
Yeah,
phone.
you're constantly consuming each other's
I'll be rushing them off the
word.
phone.
You're constantly consuming their thoughts. So now you do create connections. But I think that's a good discernment to have too, is if you are at work, once again, just because it's love, like I'm for the people, but like persons, we don't got to do all that.
of course. Yo, you were like,
That makes sense.
I'm
you're
for the
like,
people.
No, you're like an amazing and like orator, right? Like, what's the best way to end a phone conversation?
I think if you...
It's always awkward for me.
If you're genuinely in tuned to the conversation, I think there's tiny little context clues that let you know that a person is kind of now wrapping up the conversation in thought. Yeah. There's a moment when someone is dumping on you and kind of like giving you all of their thoughts and doing all that with you, just communicating everything. And then at a certain point, everyone's brain just kind of starts veering off or other things come up. Now you just follow those context clues. But for me personally, I'm a simple like, all right, I gotta, because I be feeling bad, because I do want to keep talking to you on the phone. I do want to keep hearing what you have to say. And typically, if you're my friend and we're on, but all right, well, maybe you gotta have better, more interesting conversations. That might be that too. So I think you do have to find people who you have great interaction with, people you could really like. I think even us, first time we met, it was back and forth, but I think you personally enjoy. I think you enjoy somebody who is going to give you a solid stance on something.
Of course. Yeah. Feel me?
So I'm a all right, I gotta go type.
I'll say like, let me get off this phone. Or
hey yo,
a word?
Yeah,
you're definitely somebody's. You're somebody's uncle.
You're like, let me get off this phone. Or well,
Dejan be like, I gotta check the light in the oven. Let me get off this phone real quick.
This house right quick or something.
I'm always
I
like,
gotta check the fridge. Let me.
Anything.
I gotta walk this dog. Let me call you back. Stuff you don't have to get off the phone for.
You can for sure text me whatever you call me about.
Are you a texter?
I'm a texter.
Oh my God.
I'm a FaceTimer. I don't like texting or calling.
Friends like
I'm always
you.
working. No, I roll up. So most of the day, my hands are busy. So
you gotta prop the phone
text
up.
messages. So some of my friends, if you look at our text threads, it looks like they've just texted me 100 times and I never responded because I'll FaceTime you back.
Right.
So if you look at our text threads, it looks like I've just left you on red for years.
But you correspond through FaceTime.
Yeah.
Oh wait, does really like your occupation? Like you roll?
Yeah, I'm a professional blunt roller.
See, I watched the interview, but I always thought like, that was something like she probably did like back then, right?
Blunt roller to the stars is not an exaggeration.
Oh really?
Yes.
Wait.
Which stars, if you don't mind me asking? If you could just name a couple.
I started with Snoop in 2016. I stopped working with him in about 2021. Well, his brand, Snoop's Premium Nutrients. And I roll for Kid Cudi now.
Okay.
I just got Woody Harrelson too, so
Damn,
it's a couple. There's a bunch more, but those are a couple notables.
Okay.
That's hard. Wait. So how do you like get the clients? Like, do you like?
It's been just a beautiful word of mouth thing. It's just been very much, it's exclusive to a certain group of people that would even think that way.
It's very niche.
It's very niche.
That's dope.
And I've had the great, beautiful pleasure
Sharp
of
one in the building. That's off our cough scare, man.
Okay.
Yo,
Shout out Desto Dub.
that's a
How
hard
are
jacket.
you, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
He's telling me
God
to pull
bless
up, but to get my issue, but I haven't pulled up yet, man. But I'm definitely pulling up for that, man.
Yeah, you gotta go get it.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy hard.
No.
Appreciate it.
Until you got to do the other shit.
You feel me? Yeah, man. Feel me? Wait though. Hey, so like, do you like you pre-roll it the night before and just drop it off like?
I provide a service.
Yeah, sure.
So they bring me the flour and then I roll them and then they pick them up. So they provide all the supplies.
The wraps too, the leaves.
They supply all those things and then I just do the art of rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of
And then
hard,
I have
man.
my own adhesive that I made.
Yeah.
That I've been using since 2016.
Spit
so,
free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spit free black.
So no DNA, and I mean that came really prevalent after COVID, but we were doing that since before. Obviously, for multiple reasons. First of all, I would probably have some sort of mouth cancer if I was actually.
Yes, every day I know.
Come on, hundreds of blunts a day is ridiculous. Also, it's faster. It's so much more efficient, and my adhesive is like a seal it. And it's a done deal.
Fascinated. Do you do like YouTube tutorials? Because
no, I've been asked a lot.
I'm not a good blunt roller. Like people make fun of my blunt.
What would she sell in
got
her
you.
secret to me? Right? Like,
no, she could do like a general version of like how to roll a nice blunt. That'd get millions
For
of views.
sure.
I'm
I mean,
sure.
here's the other thing too. If you taught somebody how to shoot a basket, like in basketball, you're not going to become Steph Curry.
Of course.
You're not going to become Michael Jordan. You're not going to become.
Okay, so no video.
So even if I showed you what to do, now obviously I'm not going to give you like my wisdom that I've obtained over the years of how to do, let's say, particular things or how to solve certain problems. But I could teach you everything. It's like your grandma could teach a recipe. That doesn't mean someone's going to make it taste that good. Yeah. So I think there's other things attached.
What's your best advice? Like if you had to give advice to a blunt roller that struggles with blunt rolling, you had to give any advice?
I would, first and foremost, I would say confidence. Confidence is key. Confidence is key. So you have to go in knowing what you're doing. Also, don't look at it as just you're rolling a blunt, because I think that becomes foreign language to you and you don't understand what that is. Okay. If you consider it like you're taking a bunch of small pieces and rolling them in a flat, rectangular-ish, flat surface and trying to make that a tube. So now if you look at it that way and say, okay, I just need to fold this in and fold this over, it kind of takes away the pressure of, oh man, I got to roll a perfect blunt. Because what does that really mean in science, or what does that really mean in actual practice? Blunt. So in practice, it's geometry. In practice, it's physics. In practice, it's thermodynamics. In practice, it's aerodynamics, because you want the air to flow through it. So you don't want it too tight. You don't want it too loose. But if you were to just explain it, I would just say be confident and practice.
In the facts, man.
You know?
Wait, so
hit the court, shoot the basket as often as possible.
Were you like the one that Snoop was talking about when like he said something like, I pay my blunt roller like $400K per year, like some bullshit like that.
That's OD. Sensationalism is crazy.
Yeah.
But for the years previously when he would gift those the black containers with the gold tops, I rolled all the ones that were in those.
Okay.
So I wasn't like his private sit there roll for him person. I rolled the ones that they were gifting. They were gifting, absolutely, all gifting. All gifting, because you know it's just all gifting stuff. All right, so that's how then all of that came about, and it went crazy.
Have you ever rolled like a blunt that's probably like this big, like one of those like huge, like foot long shit?
I've rolled a couple of like long joints. My art is the perfect blunt that's gonna smoke perfectly the whole time. It's not gonna run. It's gonna burn slow. It's gonna hit good. That's where there's people that do trick blunts. Shout out my homie Anonymous, who rolls like 7-pound joints. He actually has a deal with a paper brand. They send him papers the size of the floor of this room, and he'll roll. Like he'll use an Amazon gift box or like a packaging box to do the filter out of. So I mean, I know people that do crazy stuff like that, but where I'm at, I roll perfect blunts for people and perfect joints and spliffs for people that want to just pull out a perfect joint, smoke it, have no issues, and that's it.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I roll a perfect joint.
Hey man, shout out to all the blunt rollers out there, man.
Yeah, for sure. What?
Is there beef though between like other like like blunt rollers?
Never. There's never beef amongst
blunt roller beef.
There's never beef. I know a lot. I know.
Trying to find the band and everything.
Shout out my homie Yarema. He makes fun little pieces out of joints. So he'll make like a little paper airplane. Shit. He'll make he made a bong out of a joint. Like he made a joint look like a bong that had a little thing in it. So I mean he does. So I know people that do fun things. I think we all have our particular specialty. Okay. So once again, let's go to basketball. Like you're the 3-point guy. You're not the dunk guy. You're not known for. Everyone has what they do, and then that's just what you've perfected, and that's. I think it's respect amongst hustlers.
You see, right? Like, yes, right, and y'all like respect in each other's craft. Right now, if more niggas like get into it, theft gonna start happening. Say, oh shit,
chill out.
Right?
Not in this community. I think the cannabis community in general is known for peace, love, and community. Yeah. So I think you're dealing with people who naturally don't want no smoke, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? I always say they want the blunts. They don't want no smoke. Right? So, I don't think you're dealing with that. So I don't think that would happen. I think if anything, we're all just a bunch of pioneers, like fighting our way, trying to build this mine through this mountain. And at that point, we're all in a mine together. So the more I dig, the faster we get out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So the more you help me dig, the faster we get out. So I think it becomes communal because now we're all in the trench together.
Of course.
So we all got the same thing we're fighting for, So I think
let me ask you though, right?
Yeah.
About conflict resolution, right? If let's say this, like you have a particular style, the way you roll, like your airplanes, blah blah, right? And then somebody else comes and see, oh shit, feel me, like that shit popping, and start stealing your like design, your roll to a T.
I knock them out, Flacco. That's what you want. That's what you want to hear me say. Yeah, I'll split they wig, Flacco.
Do you like we trying to say, hey, bro, can you chill out? Do you like expose them first?
No, I don't think we're there. I don't think it's that time. And then I think also you've done what you've done. Like Jay-Z said, you was who you was before you got here. Like I can't make you a different person. Either you did that shit before today or you didn't. You can't perp and pretend like you somebody you're not. Either your path and your story really adds up to who you sit here and say you are, or it doesn't. So I don't. Not me. I don't feel away. So I want people. I think at a certain point you also want to be exemplary. You also want to be a person that a style gets emulated in a sense.
That's an icon.
Word. Yeah. So I think in that sense, for me, I know I'm a pioneer in this, and I know that requires me to be a teacher. Yeah. That requires me to then pull in other people and now make it a real thing. So then even to establish as a real thing, it would behoove me to just go ahead and let people join what's going on here, because now you're not the only person who believes in some magical career. Now people go, oh, wow, that's a real thing. We could really do this.
No, facts, man. Yeah. Hey, listen,
man. But I split they wig, Flacco.
Hey, listen. I believe it, man.
If they get cute with it.
Yeah, don't do that. I'll show up with all three of you guys. You guys help me. Y'all help me jump them?
Yeah, and we taking the weed.
And
we taking
the weed rolling. Like, come on,
and
what
I'm
we
taking
really
the
doing
weed
here? We going to go fight somebody over how they roll the joint.
Well, that's what I was obviously being sarcastic with him, because he was like, "What are you gonna do if they rob you?"
Hey.
Fuck off.
Listen,
I don't think anybody rolls
I'm
the same.
somebody who got my particular style.
I ain't never met nobody who do. Nobody roll the same.
It's so personal.
Everybody got their own. There's something like by a split second that's off in it that's not the same.
Some type of nuance. Well, my nuance is my blunts keep unwrapping.
I got you. Dejan, I got you.
All right, babe.
I got you.
There you go.
And we'll give you guys feedback as we go on.
Because them shits don't like to stick, bro.
Yeah. Well, you could use my adhesive, so that'll help with that too.
Because that shit don't stick.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah, bro.
I don't smoke papers.
Wait though. So like, you've been smoking for what? For like 20 years now?
I was about 14, 13.
And you don't know how to roll yet? It's been 20 years?
My blood's still unraveled. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I got you.
But it's been 20 years.
Solvable.
Hey, man, I'm trying to
solvable solution for that.
I'm not perfect at everything, Flacco. Just a lot.
Got a solution for you.
Switch a sweet stick, but I don't know. Them fucking
I ain't
backwoods.
smoking no damn switch.
Motherfuckers don't stick. I'm just saying, like, what's
hey, Dejan, look, man.
What's this?
That's the adhesive.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yo, that's a gift, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Appreciate
So I
it.
got
I don't
you.
smoke blunts at all, but I'm saying
You would use them for
I don't
joints
smoke
or
blunts
anything?
at all.
Never, or you
I don't. I used to like 10 years ago. I don't smoke blunts anymore.
Right. Well,
I
people.
smoked blunts in 10 years.
You have your
unless, like,
preferences.
I don't
you
smoke
passing
papers.
one, we're having a good time, like we're all, you know what I'm saying, and that's probably the only thing going around. All right, I'll hit it once.
Yeah.
But like a full blown thing, like you see me pulling up smoking a blunt, you'll never see.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't smoke blunts in
I don't
my
like
house.
papers. They
I
don't get me
fuck with
high.
none of that shit.
Joints don't get me high.
What? So, too, it's kind of
I
like
like to taste my weed, dog. I like to taste my weed, bro.
You get the
That's
loose leaf with the flavors.
I don't want my weed flavored. I want it to taste like weed.
I hear you.
I think it
just
depends
me.
on what sort of leaf you smoke, because I agree with that too. So typically people that don't like blunts, when I roll them a blunt, it's a good ratio of it, so you then still can taste the flower.
Okay.
I do agree with that. So I think the apparatus does matter, but I think it's what leaf you roll out of, and what, if you're smoking like grabba leaf, the green packs,
I got
those
good
are
weed. I wanna taste
delicious.
it.
They're
Those are
not
harsh, though.
No, you have to get the right leaf, and you also have to cut
shit.
it in the right place. So some people are smoking a bunch of stems, and then you're wondering why, and then your ratio is off. Like, you have to have enough flour to, even for papers, if you had too much paper and not enough flour, or what, your ratio always has to make sense.
yo, like, I never understood, right? Like for example,
cannabis hour.
right, like passing the blunt, right?
Yeah.
Dudes take the blunt.
I don't pass.
Make them sound.
I don't pass.
Pass the next thing.
I don't pass.
Flacco, we told you already. Not
If I
supposed
had
to
to
do
give you
that.
one
It's all that shit, my
Not
nigga.
supposed to do that.
Yeah,
I
right?
don't pass.
You ever smoke
Thank
weed,
you.
Flacco?
Huh?
You ever smoke weed?
No, but I see niggas
Why?
like,
I don't pass.
You use your
Trying to have a
finger. You're using.
conversation
You're smoking
with
from
this
your
nigga on
finger.
shit You ain't never even did, bro. All this weed that we be having niggas smoking on, and you don't never want to smoke nothing, but you know all about
He get a
it.
contact high though. I know he get a contact
he
high.
don't.
He's definitely the kid in the room with the uncles and the aunties that smoke, catching this
He's
contact
catching the
high.
contact high.
Look, he
We smoke
said
a lot-
right.
We smoke a lot
yeah,
of
which
weed.
is
up
why
here.
right now I started putting artificial electrolytes in my.
Not artificial
now.
electrolytes. What the fuck is that?
That's his version of CBD
Well, like,
water.
it's like electrolytes that comes in like a bottle that you can just pour in your actual water.
This is like,
Josh wants
what
to
is that
check-
movie,
Josh wants to
Idiocracy, where they were like,
challenge
it's
that
got
so bad.
electrolytes.
Sound like some shit
Josh
you
wants
can
to
pick up at
challenge that
Costco
so
in
bad.
bulk.
Yeah.
Have you seen Idiocracy?
No, that's a movie or
Yeah,
Netflix?
the movie.
Ah, no,
For
man.
sure.
Like, not yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
John,
look.
you seen Idiocracy?
No, who's in it?
Any of y'all seen it?
What's a movie?
He was like, it's got
Yeah,
electrolytes.
yeah, that. Yeah. Google like mango electrolytes. Like, cause, like,
No,
that's
it's
the
good.
one.
It's good. Listen, be healthy. The journey starts with a single step. So Flacco, you even consuming more water. Perfect. Take every single step. You have one life. You have one body. You have one.
That's a fact.
You have one chance to do every single thing you can to get your shit together. So if it's that, rock that shit, Flacco.
See, man,
we support you.
See, yo, like she's encouraging. These niggas are haters.
Yeah,
I ain't never hated on you.
Now
I
you
stepping up all the time.
We're gonna work out yesterday.
Sharp.
I said we're gonna work out.
Sharp. But now you
Never
look sharp, right?
hate on
Feel me?
you.
Right? When I say these niggas are haters, I'm talking about
I might talk my shit in a joking
Joshua,
manner.
Court, Remo, and
think,
Suspect.
well, hold on.
These niggas be hating on Flacco.
No.
Man.
I think it's love, and I think it's just a different way. And I think sometimes men, maybe express it in a different way. So I think they still love you.
Just teasing.
They're just having fun, and
I
that's
lost
it.
mad weight,
Yeah.
and
That's
these
it.
motherfuckers said that I gained weight.
Congratulations.
Eric is hating.
Because they can't gas
He
you up
squinted
too
his
much.
eyes. He says, "Nigga, we're at."
That's hating.
They try to push this narrative.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, wait, look the right.
And these real quick, these cameras add pounds. Because
Right.
I'm smaller than this in person.
Yeah,
Tiny.
This is crazy.
Man,
Dejan,
listen though, right?
I'm looking at you right now. That's crazy.
It looks crazy.
Crazy.
These cameras just blow me up. I say it every day. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm so
In
much.
real life,
I'm very.
You're so
I ain't
slim.
gonna
Thank
lie,
you.
right?
I'm very
Listen.
petite.
You
I'm
were in
very
112.
petite.
You're
I'm only
slim.
5'5".
Yeah.
Hey, I believe that because, like, I love my nigga Flacco, but the camera be having my nigga's legs looking crazy.
That's crazy, right? Dog.
It's the cameras, Josh.
It's not, but I'm trying to help out here, Josh. Like, come on,
Josh,
dog.
it's the cameras.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
Y'all got filters on these motherfuckers.
I mean, fuck.
Or hey, bro, look at this though. I'm 5'8", right?
Yeah.
Right.
And these niggas brought, right? And these niggas brought
5'10".
brought a faulty ruler, right? To fucking measure me
Wow.
and convince niggas that they're like, I'm 5'6", right? Right, but wait, the right butt, look, right, but I'm so smart, right? I said I measure each other, right?
There you go.
And Court
Nobody
told
was
us that
6'3".
he's 5'9", 5'10", right? That same ruler said the Court was 5'7", 5'8". Like
The
right?
ruler was Duhicked.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. Shout out to all the short kings. Shout out to all the short queens. Shout out to all the short dynamite sticks out here.
Look, right, focus.
That ain't what we talking about. We talking about his damn camera and Flacco not being too. He don't like the way it moves.
Nah,
It's
wait.
not flattering sometimes.
What?
But we're going to
D
get it
don't like it
together.
neither.
We
no,
are.
and I hate my thumbnails. Let's keep talking about this. I hate my fucking thumbnails. Who's picking my thumbnails?
I
What
ain't
have I
gonna
done
lie.
to
Him.
you to offend you to make you choose those thumbnails? My eyes be closed, one eye be
Sometimes.
closed. You know this eye get lazy sometimes.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes
mad
my
aggressive
thumbnails
in
do
every-
be looking crazy, but
Hey, I mean,
I just want people to concentrate on the content and not the thumbnail at hand.
every thumbnail, I'm like,
You know? My
Yeah,
shit be
like
looking crazy
stupid, man.
sometimes.
I know.
It's cool though. It's
Crazy.
cool. We gonna get them back. Watch. I'm gonna think
it's okay. Yeah, we just gotta pose the whole time.
Yeah, like that's funny.
I know, we
No.
act like we don't see you.
I be sitting there like in an interview, like I just be trying to sit still sometimes. I'm like, there's like a 15-minute like time period, like somebody's gonna snap a picture. So let me not be laughing, let me not be smoking.
And as soon as
I
you
be doing
laugh-
the crazy shit. Man, as soon as that's the best, that's the one they get, tongue white as hell from smoking. I'm like, bruh.
Word. Stop. Not
Cotton
tongue
mouth
white
like
as
a
hell.
motherfucker.
Hey, listen, brush your tongues, kids. You don't want to, yeah.
I cotton mouth
That's
like
the
a
worst.
motherfucker
It's
a
the
couple
worst.
times.
It's the worst.
Can you
And
pull up the
I didn't
photo,
get a chance
Josh?
to sip of some water.
That's the worst.
What's first? Who
Who's
Shiesty?
Shiesty, man?
Pooh Shiesty's latest photos from prison.
All right.
All right, brother.
Some Timbs?
A little handsome dude.
He might be NOI. He's got the beard going.
My nigga letting
We
niggas
like the
know I'm
Timbs.
balling. I still got 2 watches on.
He's in the
He
nation.
said, just ordered 2 Ferraris off of jail. Call him real rich. Make sure you make her cover my name up
We just
before
turned
you keep
Islam
the
in jail.
bitch. Oh, like make sure she covers up her tattoo of his name before you wife her? Okay. All right, Pooh. Did you
he
really
some-
order 2
Was
Ferraris?
these some bars?
I think
sound
so.
Like it's a rap
Interesting.
song.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely
Bro,
was a
these
bar.
niggas is capping, man. Bro, listen
I
though,
ain't
right?
gonna call him Cap Flacco. I'm just saying, like, it was some tight bars.
He can't
Man,
get
it was-
one of
it
those
was
masks
fitting.
in there.
Bro, listen, yo.
Should have
Hey.
awarded Pooh Shiesty.
Well, no.
Shout out
But
Pooh Shiesty.
listen, here's the thing. My small take on this would be at the height of your career, try not to do silly things in places where there's 15,000 cameras that could record you. Of
course.
Yep.
So just be careful. Like it's giving Bobby Shmurda. It's giving
Remy Ma.
It's giving MC Ren. It's giving who was the other guy? Flesh and Bone. Like there was a lot of people that at the height of their careers see murder like got caught up in situations, guilty or innocent. But just kind of, you have to move so carefully. But shout outs to him. He's a
Mozzie.
household name at this point.
Mozzie.
What? Nah, man. Like,
I don't know. I don't know the
He
personal
signed to
story
Yo
of that.
Gotti, and then the
Got in
shit
trouble?
happened. Yeah.
he's
Right.
never
Yeah.
been at a height though, right? Like, right? Like,
Well, Bobby Shmurda was at a height. C
Yes.
Murder was at a height.
Facts.
Flesh and Bone was at a height. Who else? Like Young Thug. This is a height. Like Gunna
Remy
and all
Ma,
them.
yeah.
That was a height. This, this was at the peak of, Gunna
course.
was rapping for 10, 15 years before whatever.
yeah, but facts though.
You get a couple of number ones.
Yeah.
Him and TK too, right? Like
TK, exactly. So just
TK fucked up.
yeah, but
at 16.
TK fucked up.
the cameras are on their way when that fame comes, and then the microscoping shit's on their way, and then everyone's filming you because you're famous. So you do have to be mad careful, like Kanye on the boat. Like, bro, you're mad.
Doing a
Chill
lot.
out. Like, or wear different,
Facts.
or wear a different jacket so your booty crack ain't showing.
Is that real? Yo, that's the first time I done seen this nigga with like he fucking hat off. No. Show him.
He's being messy.
Nah,
Josh, I have a
Show me,
Josh, I
show him
have a
what the
favorite
haircut.
answer to you.
Oh, this nigga got a haircut because he took off the hat.
Nah, man, I got interview and shit.
Hey, yo, bro, this is the first time I see this motherfucker without a hat,
Hi,
bro.
Renegade.
You feel me?
Nice to meet you.
That's crazy, right? But here, right? So look, so like Pooh Shiesty though. Here's my take on this nigga, right? So one, I hate that rappers like think we're stupid, right? Now I'm just referring to the caption and me.
How does he
pocket
think
watching.
you're stupid?
Sure, right? So when you blatantly lie to us by saying,
He's a rapper. He can say
I
whatever
done
he
bought
wants.
2
That's a
Ferraris.
bar.
That's a
No,
lyric.
that's a bar.
So if he
Oh,
added
it's a
quotation,
bar?
if he added
Oh,
It's a
quotation
bar.
mark-
The
Oh, so-
bar is just ordered 2 Ferraris off a jail call. I'm real rich. Make sure you make her cover my name up before you keep the bitch.
oh shit.
It's a bar. He's rapping the song. He's probably either drunk. He can say whatever, like-
You forgot to put quotation marks.
Yeah,
So,
like
hey,
Right.
he's
Josh.
just keeping his name in your mouth.
Yeah.
And he's making sure that, you follow his career in some capacity. But now if he was really smart, all them 15-minute calls somebody's paying a lot of money for through JPay, he should spit something, have somebody record you, turn that shit into the engineer, drop something from there, get your, there's things you can do.
Possibly. I was gonna say, Josh, could you see if he has like a website at poohshiesty.com? Is he selling masks? Because I feel like he's missing out on millions of dollars if he had his
He
own
broke
mask.
down on it.
Word.
Well, you can get money in this cheap products and
What?
make. I don't think the
So
overhead for
simple.
making masks.
When everybody dropped a Pooh Shiesty mask.
That's what
except
I'm saying.
Pooh Shiesty.
He could be. You talking about selling
Yep.
records, which would be cool, but he
Yep.
could also be
It
selling.
was like
he could be selling masks from
if
jail.
Lil Wayne and them would have copywritten bling.
Right? Oh shit.
What? Billionaires
Yeah.
off of that alone.
Oh yeah.
Paris Hilton copyright, that's hot. Nobody ever said that. To this
Pooh-
day, everything is described as certain. Yeah, like the Pooh Shiesty is a household
Pooh Shiesty, make sure you come out with a line of masks immediately.
for sure. But I think
Shiesty.
people need good teams around them. You need clever people around you. You
That's
need
gonna think
people
like
that
that.
think in a business minded sense.
Yep.
So, I mean, shout outs to him, but I think not for nothing, a lot of these kids got bad motherfuckers around them who aren't. I mean, he does have a few masks, but
He
you
has
would think
masks?
he has
Yeah,
a.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but he should have a
That's
website
like green.
A whole
called.
line
He should
of
have a
it.
website called Pooh Shiesty Mask.
Yeah, a whole line of masks.
.com.
Have different rappers
That's
modeling
it.
in
Yep.
them.
all
Yeah,
masks.
just
Do collab masks with
It
everybody.
should
Other
look
brands,
be,
yeah,
Black
because-
too.
This
though.
our Drake mask. This our Future mask. This is our
like Beats by
Yep.
Dre.
Yep.
He could have his
This
own
our Dirk
mask.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Mask
sure.
by Shiesty.
mask by Shiesty.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Or
Yeah,
just
right?
no, the Pooh Shiesty mask. Call
Yeah.
it what it already is. Don't try to
Pooh Shiesty mask,
It's
yeah.
called the Pooh Shiesty mask.
Yeah.
So just call it exactly what that
Different
is.
colors,
Yep.
different
Don't try to
designs.
rewrite it. Just keep it exactly as that. Put it out as an actual product, and then from there, now you could do the Pooh Shiesty hat. You could do the Pooh Shiesty
Oh yeah.
water bottle. You could now
It's
it's
just a brand. Pooh Shiesty. Pooh
Period.
Shiesty.
How do y'all
logo
feel though?
mania.
Okay, so he's coming out in 5 years. How do y'all feel like his career?
I think
is
it's
gonna
2
do
years
after
now. It
5
was
years?
2020. I think the whole thing happened, and now it's almost been 3 years. So I
Yeah.
allegedly it should be maybe 3 more years.
Yeah. Facts.
But I think it's one of those things where, like, if you come out, once again, let's bring up the Bobby Shmurda situation. Like, once you come back out, what's gonna happen? Are you focused back on music because you're beloved by the people based off the music or whatever the thing was? But then when you come back out, is that what you're gonna focus on, or is it gonna be doing other things? Which you could do whatever you want to do. God bless, do what you do. But
That's
I
nuts.
think it
2027.
would be smart. Okay, that 2020. So July 20th, 2027 is when
Damn.
he's calculated to come out. 4 more years. But in 4 years, I mean, fans are devoted, yo. So people will not be waiting on you. As long as he keeps dropping little selfies like this out of jail
Yeah.
and dropping a little
Do a
firebar.
first day out freestyle or
Period.
something.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
No,
Yeah.
no.
That's the new
Look
thing.
at Gucci. That's like your textbook. It's possible. You can
Of course.
you can do it. You just have to focus and make the right decisions as you go. So if he starts now, plotting on his 4 years release date to say, all right, I'm gonna do this systematically. I'm gonna have all these things written, ready to go, to where when I come out, I got 5 albums ready to drop. Boom, 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 within the first XYZ amount of months. All right, now you made it all worth our while to sit here and keep seeing what's up.
Yeah, right here, right. So like my concerns is right, like for example, so he's always gonna have a career as a rapper, right? But do y'all think that he would ever return back to the pre-jail hype, like the yo? He's about to be like the next superstar.
Takes one record.
It takes one record, but I don't think you have to. I think even look at Gucci. Not that Gucci didn't drop fire songs after, but most of Gucci's like iconic anthems were all being serving time. So when you come back out, you just have to keep up your greatness. I don't think you don't even have to do the music. You just have to make us waiting on you and believing in you worth our.
But you should want to have that record though. Like I feel like Bobby Shmurda definitely wish he had another hot nigga. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Bobby Shmurda has been focused on a whole lot of other things besides being in the studio 24/7. Where you have, i.e., and I've just heard like Othi Greedo apparently is in the studio 24/7 putting out music because he says, I had something to say. My time was taken from me, and I want to go back to saying all of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm back. Let me get back in the studio.
Absolutely.
Bringing Pac back up. Pac gets back in the studio. Like, I just got out. I got things. So you want that. So I think is where your focus is at. Like, Bobby's sitting up here doing interviews like this and had Fashion Week and dating model. Like, okay,
being
he's living
personality.
But that's still lovable. People still love him because half the people, like, okay, hot, like, that's a cool song, but like, was it like deep lyrical, like, man, nah, really, you were like,
had a little story to it
for sure. Where I think like if Young Thug came back out and didn't do music, that would break hearts.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
I think certain people like, all right, you had a couple songs that was cool, they were fun songs, but are you like a voice that is now needed again?
A lot of these artists aren't needed. Okay, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Pooh Shiesty though, right? So like in terms of needed though.
Yeah.
I think Pooh Shiesty is one of those that's needed. I think Pooh Shiesty had good records. I think Pooh Shiesty was dropping a lot of music. So, okay, I think he has a decent enough big audience, obviously, that people care and they say, "Hey, I really liked what you said and how you said it."
Are we saying that the game is musically, just speaking musically, are we saying that the game is missing Pooh Shiesty musically? Because I wouldn't say that.
No.
Memphis is though. No,
I don't think that, but I don't.
Maybe the Memphis rap scene.
No, here, right? Because like
Like we missing Thug. Like
I don't want to.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's deeper than that. I think it's deeper than is he missing in music. I think you want to keep hope alive that jail doesn't break the spirit of the artist.
Okay.
I think that's where, for me, and I don't know if everybody else feels that way, but I don't think it's so much as, do we need him to drop music because music is going to suffer without him? No, I think there's plenty of music. There's billions of, we're good. We have plenty of music to stream forever, even old stuff. You're good to go. I think it's more or less, you want to see the resilience in someone who doesn't let a style break their, you know what I'm saying, their spirit.
That's powerful, right? For me, so it's more so like, for example, like prior to like him going to jail, like we all thought, yo, this Memphis rap scene coming up may rival Atlanta, right? Because you had like the Gorillas, the Pooh Shiesties. You had
rest in peace, Young Dolph. Like
Moneybagg Yo.
That's why I think he's necessary, because I do think now a city. You know, I don't know.
That
I
rap
think
scene, that rap scene.
Yeah,
and it's dying now, right? Moneybagg Yo ain't really as hot no more.
Okay.
Gorilla has been replaced by Sexy Red, so it's kind of like
okay, but not as hot anymore is just dramatic.
Yeah,
because the internet is so fickle.
Of course,
today it's tomorrow. That does not stop you from like KRS-One can still sell out any college theater anywhere in the world to at least 15,000 people anytime you want. Like so that's once you have a career in what you're doing, you're good to go. Don't all that like Moneybagg Yo is not hurting.
No.
You get what I'm saying? Like none of these people are.
No. And he's super rich.
Pooh Shiesty allegedly just got 2 Ferraris.
Hey,
they're
hell
not hurting.
Hey, listen,
because
man.
You know.
Wait. All right. So like, what's next? Like,
Lil Yachty kicked the cub. Lil Yachty says he quit lean. I did not stop drinking lean for niggas to bully me and tell me I look like I have leukemia.
Okay, wow. All right. Shout outs to anybody that actually has any sort of ailment or disease like leukemia. That's not even funny.
That's a cancer.
I think it's a blood disease. I think it's a blood cancer, I believe is what it is.
Okay.
So that's not a funny joke, but him stopping drinking lean is amazing because I think he represents like that little younger demographic. So it's good because you had, the Pimp C situation, maybe get a couple of older people off of it. Then you had Future come out and be like, all right, I really don't drink it. I just be talking about it. Made a couple people be like, all right, I put that to the side. Right. I think him coming out and saying that is a good look. I don't think it's
dope.
And I don't think he looks like he has whatever. And this
looks sick to me.
Okay, this is also the power of why are you reading one comment that one goofy made somewhere in the world and saying it out loud to now your platform of however many gazillion people. Also, a kid who probably has leukemia at home, God bless him, who wished he was you.
Okay. Absolutely.
Don't do that.
Nah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I get his sentiment because sometimes comments can't hurt your feelings, and then
Yeah, but that's why we have to ignore those comments. Yeah. I don't think you have to stand firm in self. He has to stand firm in self to say, I don't look crazy. I look like I lost a bunch of puffiness on me. I look healthier. Yeah. Y'all mad at that. Also, furthermore, if he actually had it like, what's our homie passed away, God rest his soul. A Black Panther.
Oh, Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Come on, watch your mouth, yo. You don't know what people are actually dealing with, right? So I don't think that's cool.
They terrorized and bullied the fuck out of like Chadwick Boseman for at least like
for his appearance. Yeah.
Shout out to Little Yachty. Shout out to Big Yachty too.
Can we see like a picture of him, Josh? Like that one's picture. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah. Can we see like a picture of him?
If we applaud the rappers for buying lean and flexing lean, we gotta applaud when they
absolutely. What?
Applaud even louder.
Or on his Instagram.
Hey, listen, not for nothing. That shit is liquid heroin, and it ain't nothing cute about being a junkie.
Yeah, bro. Because I heard that like lean, like because it tastes good, like right, like it's like hard to kick, right?
It's heroin.
Yeah.
So that's why it's hard to kick.
Damn.
Because heroin is hard to kick.
Wait. So heroin is
codeine
is it lean?
Is liquid.
Like
but it's liquid heroin.
Okay.
So it's essentially lean is liquid heroin. So
Yo,
the reason
crackheads.
it's hard for you to kick it, and the reason why the pills and all those things are hard for you to kick it, is because they're literally physically getting a hold of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you were like, I want to stop, you would probably get sick trying to stop on your own. This is the type of shit you oftentimes need actual like assistance kicking the habit of.
That's crazy, right? Listen, like how our rappers went from drug dealers to fiends.
He looks healthy. He looks like
he
trimmed down a little bit. You could see, you know what I'm saying? He looks great. God bless him.
It could be a conspiracy.
They out here
What's
drinking heroin. Well, like a
how the rap industry went from bragging about drug dealing to bragging about
for sure
drug using.
Because it's because first we're gonna lock everybody up in droves because of obviously the crack era and the epidemic and all these things that were done to the community. Right. Then the second wave of it is all right, that doesn't work. All right, now everybody use it. Right, so of course, I mean the pharmaceutical companies have been called out for being basically a part of the drug dealing organized crime of getting the opioid crisis in America going. Like Bayer got called out for having like 400 billion pills missing, some crazy number. Like it's a lot going on. So for sure, 100.
Yeah, yo, but listen though, but like now that I know that like these niggas is like the liquid heroin, I have a different view of like the lean drinkers now, bro.
But they don't know that, so it's not promoted as that. Go ahead.
Do you know what opioids are?
Drugs, right?
It's all in the same.
It's all heroin.
Oh, really?
Like a class of drugs.
Yeah. Wait. So perks and heroin are the same thing? Well, they're in the same
all
class.
derivatives of the same thing.
Like how is in that category as well.
Absolutely. Like how Adderall is prescription crystal meth. It's like almost the exact same chemical formula. It's just off a little bit. So when you give your kids Adderall, you're literally like giving your kids
meth.
But
also definitely don't want to drug shame because I feel like a lot of great music has been inspired from recreational drug use. We don't get a lot of amazing classic albums if it wasn't for recreational drug use, but you got to use it, not abuse it, and you got to be responsible as adults and try to be safe. And,
I just want to add one layer to that onion of that's exactly what it is. I do think I agree with you 100%. You do need an issue for somebody to sing about. You do need a pain for someone to wail about.
Right.
But I do think the use of those drugs are a reaction to the circumstances of people's lives who gave us those stories.
Okay.
So I think that I don't think the drugs are responsible for it. I think they're crazy, oppressed or impoverished lives
But the drug might have enhanced or unlocked
well,
their ability to convey that emotion.
Crackheads spit bars. What are you talking about? Yeah, because now you've lost all inhibitions. Your brain is now just.
Yeah. So it's a place for drugs and music. I just don't like that it's heavily promoted or overly promoted to the youth. But there's
a place for it, right?
Recreational drug usage in music.
There is, but
wait, right here, because
even when weed was illegal, I mean, we don't get doggy style, we don't get the chronic. We
don't count though, right? Like,
but weed was an illegal drug at the time.
Yeah,
so they were, okay. So they were doing illegal.
Does weed like count though as an opioid?
No,
it's
weed is not that at all. Cannabis has actually been
all.
proven to be medicinal the same way psilocybin and mushrooms have been proven to be medicinal. So certain things are medicinal, certain things are pharmaceutical drugs meant for certain particular situations and no other time for.
And they're abused.
And they're completely abused. So those things are not supposed to be even taken without an actual reason for you to be on this drug. Percocets or even lean. Like you got codeine is, I don't know, for like severe cough or something. You know, you got bronchitis, let's say.
Knock a cough out.
Yeah, right. So for me, it's more so like there's no art that's being produced that's worth the after effects of them being on like opioids, right?
What do you mean?
Like for example, if Kid Cudi made let's do like Chance the Rapper, right? Mm-hmm. If he made an acid rap while on acid, again, that's beautiful art, but I don't think him making an acid rap is a fair exchange of like what acid can actually do to him.
That's very subjective though, because do you get Jimi Hendrix best works without acid or whatever pill he was taking?
The Beatles.
Well, I think Jimi Hendrix was a prodigy all by himself, and then him taking acid helped him to just then go into completely different zones.
It enhanced it a little bit.
But I think then you have a Uzi who just came out recently and said he's been sober for a while. He thought it would affect his creativity, and he was like, and it didn't at all. Because
I wouldn't say that because I didn't like the pink tape. I'm
not
I'm
talking about him himself feeling like he thought he would be unable to go into that zone or really like feel a beat or do whatever. And he's like, no, I actually felt the beat just fine. I was energetic about it. I felt creative. So whether you like, let's say, the creativity that he thought he was creative on, that would be subjective to personal opinion. But for him, he thought, all right, if I quit all this, I'm not about to be funny. I'm not about to be clever. I'm not about to do that.
I don't know if I listen to Billie Holiday the same without the hammer on, is what I'm saying. I feel like I hear it in the voice. You hear that darkness, that disparity. You hear that just
but
bottom floor.
You're right. But hold on. But you can't highlight, I think, if I may, you can't highlight the drug. It's not the drug. Because plenty of people do that drug that don't sing like Billie Holiday.
True.
Billie Holiday was Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday had the voice, the feeling, the frequency coming out of her. So it doesn't, all those things, like, plenty of people did drugs. Michael Jackson was addicted to prescription drugs for a long time. It ended up being his demise. Plenty of people are on drugs. They're not
talented.
They're not Billie Holiday. Right. You're not Future. You're not Thug. You're not Yachty. You're not whoever.
So you contribute very, very, very little bit of the success, like 0.1% of the success to the drug enhancement, and the rest is just pure talent.
I think the drug use is like a slice of your pizza pie of why you are
who you are,
as great as you are, and I think the drug use is also some weird poetic Flacco way of looking at it of you're so great. You abuse yourself. It's like that beautiful mind syndrome.
Oh, okay.
You're so powerful. You don't have a rock bottom.
Oh,
you're so talented. You take all this abuse. That doesn't, and you still thrive. So imagine had she not been on them drugs, what would have Billie Holiday delivered us?
Oh, she could have been great.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you gave us that, being that inhibited, being that
fucked up,
watered down, being that diluted, being that toxic.
Right.
Imagine if you weren't. Because you're still going to have the same vocal cords.
Right.
You're still you. So I don't know.
Of course. No.
But I think the painful moment that they're in when they create that, like when the breakup happens, everyone's like, girl, get in the studio.
Yeah.
Or, oh, he's going to drop some fire shit. He just.
Of course, Taylor Swift.
Yep.
You feel me? I mean, like what's next? Wait, isn't like the title the game Crip is the title, right? Okay. Yeah, this is the title of the video. So I guess
this the rapper that you was talking about.
Yes, Tony Willrich. So apparently here. So can we pull up his?
And don't you press the button, Josh?
He like actual post. So this is like the gay Crip renegade
Tony
that I did.
Willrich.
Yeah, that I did the interview here.
Yeah.
So he's claiming he's no longer Crip now. So
I don't understand. I'm gonna leave this to you guys to answer because I don't. Hey, I don't know nothing. I don't know the politics.
Yeah.
But isn't that not allowed?
Yes.
Aren't you allowed to like not just wake up and be like, I'm no longer fucking with y'all.
No more. I knew he was gonna press the button.
Yeah, I'm not Crip no more.
Josh, that's the only button that works.
I'm not gay no more. I'm delivered.
So he,
Delivered.
Tony Willrich.
Yeah. Yo, he's amazing. Yo, I love that guy too.
He milks it.
He's like he does radio now. And, yo, he is
Tony
funny as
does
fuck.
radio?
No.
The Delivered.
Andrew
Caldwell.
Yes.
Yep.
Yo,
He
he's
is
funny.
funny. Wear your mask. I like the way he said
Okay,
mask.
I'm not a Crip. I'm not a Hoover. I'm not a gang member. I'm a representative from a Crip neighborhood who know how to have fun and be accepted by all people. I've came far enough in my career without this title, so y'all can have it back. But I am a star, though. Honestly, I feel like he was just like a high-ranking person's like little cute cousin who's just a good rapper, and they were like, "Okay, go out there, go run it up, and then, all right, now you're done. You're taking it too far. Chill out."
Look at Crip back comment. He said you got to get put off. Oh fuck.
That's what. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. Some people might take this seriously. That's why you can't be maybe joking. I don't know.
No, I'll say this. I feel like his career will go further if he does
Be a Crip.
disassociate. No, I feel like if he disassociates from the gang stuff. Yeah, certain brands that may not want to align their brand with gang activity, but they do want to align their brand with the LGBT.
The stick is gone now,
so
right?
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
If he were to use something else as a mockery, is that like cultural appropriation to kind of then try to, be associated with something?
Are you calling Tony Willrich a culture vulture? Are you implying
I mean, no,
culture vulture?
I'm just saying.
I'll play it.
If he was pretending to be something else just to get a couple of interviews or something, or maybe he wasn't pretending, maybe he really was, and he's no longer. But
yeah. You pull like a Post Malone, like I'm a rapper, and then once I blow up, I'm not a rapper
I was never
no more.
Miley Cyrus,
I'm not
exactly.
gay no more.
Stop, I'm delivered.
See, here's why though. I'm like kind of worried, right? Because now like the shtick of being a gay Crip is now gone. So now like, what else do people have to feed off?
Well, you said he was a great rapper.
You said you like the music.
He was, yes.
You came here and quoted
the gay lines was cool, right?
No.
But yeah,
those are even. I think at a certain point we could just label this guy here, Mr. Say whatever you got to say to get somebody to repost you or do what. Like you would say whatever, you would do whatever. By any means necessary, you about to get talked.
Cloud chaser.
I don't,
you calling it out.
That's it. So I just feel like you just doing a lot of stuff.
But I will say again, I do feel like he can get more endorsements or more branding if he is disassociated from the gang stuff. I feel like
not at that point yet, though, right? Because right now, in his like music videos, only do like 5,000 views, right? So like, he should have rolled like the shtick of being a gay Crip a little further,
a little longer, okay,
right? And then once you make it, say, hey, listen, man, like that gang shit ain't cool.
So you say he needed to get a hit record first,
yes,
and then he should have.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's time.
Now, like it's too early. Like you on cover already.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't his choice.
Oh wait.
Oh, somebody like pressured him into making this statement.
Well, listen though, right? So during like his like last video, and he dressed up as Eazy-E and threw up Neighborhood, but he's Hoover. So like,
but why was he throwing up Neighborhood?
He don't know.
Eazy-E wasn't from Neighborhood.
Yeah,
so.
right. But he don't know, right?
Listen, the math is not mathing for me here,
He's not
and
from LA,
I don't know enough to say
Houston.
anything else.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay,
right?
Texas.
I think he's an avatar at this point. He's just creating a character.
He's just
yep, for sure. So this you wrote this long enough.
Right.
Pause. And now you're gonna ride the next thing. Pause. And that's just what's gonna happen because to me at this point, you are Mr. Say Anything.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna
support
taking a record.
But also one of the most talented rappers this
According
generation,
to
according to Flacco. So he
Wait,
does have
wait.
potential,
You came
right?
in here quoting his
You
bars
did gas
one day.
him.
One of the
You
most
gassed
talented
him.
of this generation is crazy.
You gassed him. You
listen.
said Drake was top 2, and I think you said your other top 2 was no. I'm just
Tony Willrich.
Hell nah.
I can't.
Tony,
But if he come with a banger, I'm telling you, it's not gonna matter.
No, listen, like
But
he makes
that's
good
a one
music,
in a
right?
million chance, though.
Yes, but look, like he makes good music, right? Okay. Yes. Now I don't know who represent him now, but like them advising him to say he's not Crip no more. Right. Like for example, like artists on like in his level of 5,000 views, blah blah, right? would never get a no jumper interview. Like a mogul interview or say cheese interview, right?
The sensation was the gay Crip.
Yes,
that was the draw to get the interview.
Yes, you feel me, right? And he got like caught up here just for being that, right?
But you're saying he had the music to back it up.
Yes. Now the stick is gone. Now so now folks don't look at him or care about him no more. You feel me?
Okay, you say he should have pretended to be a Crip or presented himself as a Crip rapper
or listen,
for
right?
a little longer. I get what you're saying,
right? Or at least learn how to do it well, right?
No, this is literally one of those like y'all let anybody get famous.
You try to manufacture the gay Crip multi-platinum rapper.
And
it's like
so,
that would have to be an organic thing, and this is obviously
you're
manufactured.
shopping at this point for like keywords that are hot topics,
buzzwords,
and you know what I'm saying. Next he's gonna be talking about someone's gaslighting him and they're narcissists.
This is how the major labels put together artists. They set a lot of rules and they talk about viral shit like this.
And he did announce though that he was the new No Jumper host and he was moving to LA to work here.
When did he announce this?
Is that a lie too?
He said there's a thing.
Listen, if you lie in one place, you will lie everywhere.
Well, we don't know though, because like they never gave me a straight answer.
You could lie. You could lie or rug down anywhere.
What's next?
What's next?
No,
yeah,
Josh.
For sure. I'm with you.
Is Tony the new No Jumper host, or is that not true?
Josh just did this.
Listen, it's news to No Jumper news.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Listen, God bless. And if you did make a departure, just on closing statements, if you did make a departure, I hope you do it safely. And I hope that everyone can laugh along with you versus anybody actually catching feelings over this.
Facts. All right, Josh, what's next, man?
We have another story, but I kind of wanted to give an update on this real quick.
Oh, the guy who, Spider-Man escape.
What?
Remember the guy who escaped jail?
So there's apparently some crazy criminal that should have been in a safer place. He shouldn't have been in general population. That's why I was like, free all the prisoners. But
Spider-Man.
Let's look at this.
Watch this dude.
Look at how he escapes prison and actually got away apparently too.
And he's been going down for like a week,
there's an update to it.
Look at this. He's like a little kid. You know how kids climb up the walls? I used to do that in the hallway.
That's creative.
You see, bro, like these niggas like
activate
like 80% of their brain power in jail, but don't use it in real life.
Well, check it out.
I don't understand.
He got caught?
Nope.
Oh. Nope.
Escaped Pennsylvania inmate is now armed with a rifle. Oh my, okay, so we have escalated. So not only did homie escape prison, he apparently is now armed and dangerous.
Is that a Ring camera footage?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what's in his hand?
Some chicken or a beer?
Hey, yo, chill. It looks like a box of beer, maybe? I don't know. It's pursuing Danelo Cavalcante in the area of Ridge Road. He has armed residents in the area are asked to lock all doors and windows, secure vehicles, and remain indoors. Do not approach common I've seen. Listen, this is why we have to have a better system around here. You're putting people that have non-criminal offenses next to people that have super criminal offenses, and they're all in the same general population area, or they're in the same cells together.
What was his charge? What
a murder. He apparently stabbed killed his wife, girlfriend, somebody in Brazil or something, right?
I don't know where it was, but he killed her.
He's a murderer.
They were on vacation, right?
And now he's just sitting outside.
Outside with a rifle, armed.
Yeah. So.
And drinking.
Wait,
this is crazy.
But to kill somebody during vacation, like you gotta be super sick for that, right? Because like it's supposed to be like a good time. So like,
what about them kids that
you
went down to
commit
Mexico
murder during a vacation?
You
was what?
You haven't seen White Lotus.
That went down to Mexico last year and killed that girl on a vacation.
I think
that never got resolved.
I think if you're the type of person to do really wild criminal shit, you don't think where and when or how. Like I mean, that takes mastermind, and then those people are crazy too. But for the most, he's just.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of these murder documentaries and shit where they end up planning it on vacation because it's least suspected.
Oh, third world country. They're
away from everyone else that they know. Yeah.
People be crazy.
Also on vacation, I'm sure there's a lot of drugs being consumed. There's a different vibe. If you're somewhere hot and tropical, you're probably heat exhausted. I mean, I'm sure there's all types. And you were already crazy. You were already unhinged. You were already on the verge of being a really bad decision-making type of person. And now you added all this extra sauce in the mix. Yeah, that's, y'all be on high alert in
and he stole the
South
rifle.
Coventry Township.
He stole the rifle. He broke into somebody's home and stole the rifle.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, read the story.
Okay. The convicted murderer who escaped from a jail in Pennsylvania nearly 2 weeks ago and has continued to evade capture is now armed and considered extremely dangerous. State police say that Danelo Cavalcante, who escaped the Chester County Jail on August 31st, entered a garage northwest of Philadelphia and stole a rifle. At approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, a motorist saw Cavalcante crouching by the woods alongside the road, said Pennsylvania State Police Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens in a press conference on Tuesday. The motorist drove back to confirm what she had seen, but by that time he was gone. Troopers in the area formed a perimeter, a Border Patrol tactical team that has been assisting. The manhunt also went to the area and found footprints in the mud identical to the prison shoes worn by Cavalcante, said Bivens. Trackers then found both of his prison shoes. A resident reported that a pair of work boots had been stolen from her porch.
He's good.
The search headed north, and then at 10:10 p.m., a resident called police and reported that a short Hispanic male with no shirt wearing dark pants had entered his garage while the homeowner was in it and grabbed a .22 rifle and was leaning in the corner of the garage. The homeowner drew a pistol and fired at Cavalcante as he fled with the rifle. Bivens said, but Cavalcante is not believed to be injured from the shots fired. Cavalcante is considered armed and extremely dangerous, he said. He is now armed with a .22 caliber rifle with a scope and flashlight mounted on it. He also has ammunition, said Bivens. The state police responded. A T-shirt believed it was Cavalcante found at the edge of the driveway. The perimeter was expanded. Authorities believe in the theft of a rifle was a crime of opportunity. Bivens reiterated that the rest of the residents, blah, 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 blah. The search area is about 3 miles east-west and 2.5 miles north-south. Damn, that's a big area. It's a large area, wooded, hilly terrain. Oh, so he's like hiding in the woods of this area.
This is going to be a great TV show.
Roughly 500 law enforcement personnel are involved in the search. A school district in the area canceled classes on Tuesday. Residents are being urged to call 911 if they see him. Bivens would not comment. Cavalcante receives any assistance. What I will tell you is at this point, I believe he is beyond assistance and he is in the perimeter and we will actively hunt until we find him. I mean, listen, they have enough equipment that they could do
and manpower,
heat searches. It's getting cooler outside. I would imagine they could probably just find him by body heat from a helicopter at this point.
Satellite or something.
Period. So it shouldn't be that complicated.
Yo, like,
he's good.
He's bad.
He's like the equalizer. Well, he's a bad person, but his skill set is equalizer worthy. I would watch this movie as one of them. If this was fictional, I would love this.
Do you think he had a plan, or do you think this is all off the cuff?
Cuff.
Should have a plan. Listen, like,
because he's gone pretty far,
I think he's a professional.
Not having a plan.
He's a foreigner.
Yeah, right. Like,
he's a professional.
He's a foreigner.
He should have planned it out though, right? Like, if I knew, right, like,
already,
he should have planned it out.
Here, look though. So
he did the Spider-Man shit. That's impressive.
Well, like, if I knew, right, that I could always escape this place, but just the, right, then I would plan like my transportation, a way to get to Mexico.
Well, you might
right?
not have a team. You might not have a team to be able to do that with, and he's not from here, right? He's Brazilian or some shit, right? So he's not from here, so he probably doesn't have a team.
I think it up on the fly.
He's making it up on the fly, and he just happens to be an athletic kid,
effective,
and he happens to be about it. So you got to be hell about it to go into someone's garage while the guy is standing there.
Still his good.
Take his
shots fired.
Come on.
From him.
Right, so that's OD.
Dodge his bullets because he shot at him a few times.
Shot at him, missed it. No, he's seen a lot of movies, or he really wants to get back home.
Equalizer 4.
There it is.
Right?
That's the plot.
Yeah.
Bruh, like, being the most wanted man in like your community, like, to me, like, ain't even like that's worse than jail, right? Like, I can't sleep. Like, I have to run. Like, I have to always be like, oh, like,
give him a rush or something.
But Flocka, the alternative is life in jail.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
worse
no
than yeah. I don't. It depends on
it
depends on what you consider jail. But jail, there's nothing good about jail unless you're that guy who knows you deserve to be in jail.
Yeah.
And now you're literally, this is literally life or death for him. For him.
Flocka, you want him caught, right? This is a murderer out on the streets.
Have you ever
who's convicted?
Have you ever watch those movies, right? Like where you see the bad guy, but then for some odd reason you just you
no
end up rooting for the
I'm rooting for him
guy?
because I want people who are locked up for innocent you got caught with some weed or something.
Is this how you became a fan of Hitler?
You should get out of jail like that. No,
I'm not for the Hitler.
Yeah, chill out.
Hell no, I'm not
don't
for
do
the
that. It's not even funny.
That's
not
wild.
funny. Not funny. But I do think this is why, for as much of an infrastructure as the prison whole thing is, like a money grab and all these, it's not actually sorted. It's not actually sorted. So when you go in, it's more sorted by which color group of people are we going to put you in, more than it's hey, this guy is in here because he killed somebody, and this guy is in here because he got caught with some weed. They probably shouldn't be in the same area. They probably shouldn't be in the same area with an open top and easily climbable wall. You know, this guy should probably be walked through a secure little area to a secure room with other killers. And, you know, so am I rooting for somebody to fight for their life? I guess, but then it's like, what did they, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
If this was fictional, if this was a movie, I would be rooting for him.
I want him in jail,
but
like,
since he's a murderer and all that shit.
You would be rooting for him depending on how they showed the story. If they showed the story and it was him murdering his fucking poor innocent girlfriend, you're not going to be rooting for him. But if the movie starts with some innocent looking kid in jail escaping, and you're like,
if we're going to
that's how you make the movie.
If we're going to rewrite this movie, he was definitely
framed,
and now he's escaping to prove his innocence, right?
Oh, okay, there you go, Josh.
Plot thickens, Josh.
Prison Break,
no
right?
jumper
Kind of like
films.
The Fugitive.
No
almost.
jumper films.
Prison Break, cause like his brother, you know, like got accused of a
That's my pop show. He loves Prison Break.
Yo, but wait though, Prison Break predicted AI, right?
Never seen it.
Because the brother was on camera like killing and shooting somebody, but it was like a alter image that showed the brother, but
Different
it wasn't
face,
his.
different
Yeah.
face.
Now in 2023, bro, listen. Imagine if an AI like, listen, man, it's over with, bro. You feel me? Right? Look, right? Because look, imagine if the government says, "Yo, we want for Jean Paul to go to jail for life," and they alter this image of you shoot somebody, come and lock you up, release the image. Now, guess what? Right. Like nobody else is saying.
Well, that's my biggest fear of AI. It's like, okay, how does that play into the court system? Because somebody could play like a recording of you committing to a crime or admitted to a crime, and it not even be you. It'd be a fucking AI.
How do you prove it?
Right.
I want to say, and maybe I didn't hear this, but I think an AI lawyer was just approved to represent someone in court.
Wow.
Which then now, because you're still not a lawyer, so you still don't know how to play up to a jury or add that human element to it. But if you're an AI lawyer, you literally have access to every single possible case that would pertain to yours to prove up. You know, you would have infinite knowledge at your fingertips because you're AI. You're basically a Google search bar. But you don't have the human touch. So I mean, it does get interesting.
That jury though, like you play something like audio of a person admitting to a crime, that can't take at least one person on the jury. Like they'll just think that it's true or think that it's real, and it'll be a fake voice.
Well, yeah, right.
Well, you have really bad, crazy deep fakes now. You know, you have really good, I mean, scary level deep fakes now. So I think that's interesting, but I think that's where then in the same sense that we're creating AI software that helps us find things, there should also be like a scrubbing system or a check system within the AI.
No, this is AI.
Yeah, because right now they do have that where you can upload a photo and it'll tell you if it's been altered in any capacity. They also have AI websites that can tell you if the document you got or the deck somebody sent you, all those paragraphs, they took it off of an AI. So it can predict that too, like even for teachers, like, all right.
Because students for sure running that.
Yeah.
I wish that was.
So they have scrubbing systems like that already, I guess.
All right, what's the
Dame Dash or Rick Ross?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I can't see what
Rick Ross flexes his private jet.
I think they're doing a class on Rick Ross. I just heard that recently too, of how he got it. Because honestly, that is a study that's a model to be studied.
Absolutely.
Because what?
That's
Ricky
crazy.
Rose?
That jet is sexy.
Triple C's? Gunplay and Torch?
Yeah, well, not Gunplay no more, but yeah.
Come on, we're talking about Ricky Rose? Yeah. That's amazing. God bless. Like,
yeah, that jet is sexy. I fuck with that jet. The logo on it and everything is boss. How many seats is
and he ain't dropped an album in I don't know how long, and he's still.
I need that because he's one of the best album makers ever.
But this is the example of be careful at the height of your career to not do silly things, because at a certain point you were just Rick Ross from Triple C's. Then you drop every day. Like, okay, then it grows and then it grows. And now look at you now. You got a jet next to Trump's. I mean, that in the grand scheme of like you started as a rapper from Carroll City Cartel. Like, that's amazing. You're doing good.
That's fine.
You should be applauded and you should be studied on how to turn this thing everybody wants to be a part of into something for real.
Right, shout out to Ross for preaching wealth and just being a role model, a big inspiration.
Yes, shout outs to Ross.
He parked his jet next to Trump's jet.
That's a flex.
That is a flex.
That's a flex. I mean, in the grand scheme of what you think money is, because in your mind you've been told Trump represents money. Even in the 90s, all the rappers would shout out Trump. He represents money, 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 the American dream. You know,
you park your jet right next to his.
Yeah. Well, now you can put Rick Ross in your mind when you say, I'm going to get rich like Ross.
Hey, that's dope.
It sounds so much better.
You know what's crazy though? Like, I feel like the older like we get, like, and the more successful, right? Like we turn into low key like communists, right?
Communists?
Yeah, right. Like, because when I see that, again though, right? Again, like I believe that capitalism is probably like the fairest, non-fair system, right? But when I see that, man, you feel me? I'm just like, damn, bro, like, you know, like.
Shit, that inspired
me. Why people need that?
I'm a park my jet right next to
you said some powerful shit right there.
Yeah.
You said some powerful shit. Hold on, and I'd like to call out the fact that we're so brainwashed that when you see Trump have it, you go, makes sense. Yeah. When you see Ross have it, you go, are you hoarding wealth?
Right, yeah, that's crazy.
When they're all hoarding wealth. So you're absolutely, what you said is so deep and it's so crazy what you just said and all the layers that go to that. But if it's wrong, then you're all wrong.
Yeah.
And if it's right,
you're all right.
Then you're all right.
Yeah.
Would you say it was the most fair system?
No.
He said capitalism is the most.
It's the fairest unfair system.
Yeah, you could say that for sure. And then like the opposite would be socialism. And like...
I think everything in theory could potentially be good, but in practice, absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? That's a fact.
Exactly.
So theoretically, yeah, it sounds great. Sounds great. Everyone for each other, everyone for the people. Okay, that doesn't really work. And then the other way, it's like capitalism is good because if you work hard and you actually provide something for your community that is necessary, you can create wealth. You're a farmer, you're this, you're that, you provide a service. Good, get rich, do your thing. But once you start hoarding wealth and now you're not helping, like, why would I have to work 25,000 years of making $10,000 a day to get Elon Musk's money? That's crazy. What are you doing? Like, but then you want to Mansa Musa the world? Or are you going to hand out the wealth there? Because then that messes up the ecosystem of everything. So
you see, like,
if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right.
People envy billionaires and multimillionaires' money. I feel like we all have the same 24 hours. I feel like we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And
no, we don't.
We do.
Whose day?
We do.
Whose day?
We do.
Same 24 hours? No, wait, right? Like, wait though, like, we all have 24 hours, yes, but though, like, those are two very different 24 hours. Meaning, like,
I agree with Flacco.
Right, like, you get to wake up, have to go work this 9 to 5, have to take it, right? Right. So you have about like 2 hours of that 24 hours to plot and scheme.
And tell me about the other person's life.
Sure. Yeah, right. Sure. They wake up, their dad's a billionaire, they don't got shit to do.
Right, you're saying the comfort and the luxuries provided for them allows them to utilize those 24 hours way more than somebody who would have to fight for some free time.
And you would hope that one day you be able to provide that type of luxury for your children. So why would I be upset at somebody else for providing a luxury to their children that I wish to one day provide to my children?
But that's where capitalism isn't the best thing in the world, and it's low-key, high-key considered one of the, if not the worst thing that happened to the world, because to get that level of wealth, someone has to lose. Okay. Somewhere.
That's life.
So
life
a fair exchange, but that's not, it's kind of an unfair life.
A battery won't work without the negative side.
Yeah, but when you figure out that they're waging wars and doing all these things to get the lithium off of grounds, and you got all these mines in Congo where these kids are dying to just get you little tiny bits that your computer uses and your phone uses, then you realize, like, I'm just not seeing where the trash ends up.
The negative.
There's the desert in Chile where they have all the fast fashion clothes. There's mountains of clothes. You don't know because Fashion Nova has a sale. You don't know because, it's Cyber Monday. Order. So to get that rich, somebody has to be hurt here. Like that, you don't do that fairly. Someone, you know what I'm saying?
On that type of massive.
You can't get that without hurting somebody.
I can understand the ambition and the hunger. I feel like that might be in me. Like, I want to be a $1 billion mogul or something like that.
You've
so
been
I
tricked,
can't.
Though.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, but $1 billion mogul is, you could work hard and get there. I.e., you could be like LeBron James. Look at Jay-Z. Look at Rihanna. Yes, that's $1 billion. But we're not talking about billion. We're talking about like trillion,
Elon Musk type
hundreds
levels.
of billions. Like you're talking about, you
have
just
too much money.
Yeah, you have enough bread that within a day or two you could go and fix a couple things. But then that's when you realize there's way deeper politics in all of this. And it's not that he can't go in and fix a country that's in pain. It's that he can't get involved in that fight. They don't got nothing. Like,
he
thing is this though, right? Right, like
there's
so
politics attached to everything.
Right, look, right. So birth should stand for a new beginning, right? So
and birth takes pain.
Yeah, right. So like when you look at it, right, like somebody who's born should not have to then face the consequences of their parents, right? So here's this, right? So birth should be new beginning, fair chance, void of all consequences, right? So us as humans, we have to figure out where's that sweet spot, right? Like where is the base where there's no drop off? Meaning, like for example, somebody in who parents make 1 million like bucks per year, there's no drop off in how much they are going to succeed compared to a kid who parents make like 1 billion, right? So like, where's the drop off? Meaning, like, does a kid who parents make 200K per year? Is there a drop off in their success compared to a kid who makes like 1 million a year? I doubt it, right? So like, we have to figure out where's that sweet spot and where's that base, because a kid who's born should not have to suffer those consequences that his parents make.
I put that on an individual. I put that your life is based off you, especially as a man. It's about hard work and self-accountability.
In the free world.
You get in the free world.
In the free world, not the rest of the world.
I'm only speaking American. I only live here, so I'm speaking American.
If you were born though, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Right? With them. So if you were born, birth should be new beginning, clean slate, no consequences.
That's not how this
that's
works.
my point.
Yeah, in an ideal world,
you know,
sure, that's what it is. But in the reality of what it is, if you come from wealth and you sit in wealth, that wealth is handed to you. Those businesses are handed to you. Your father started XYZ, the kids take over it afterwards. Look at Succession, right? Like they're all fighting to get the whatever. So you're fighting for that.
That's
nothing,
that's
because it's naturally going to come to you.
It's called a birthright. That's natural. Since the beginning of time, they have birthrights.
So, right, but this should be
Jacob and Esau.
Be like a base where it's like, okay, here's where there's no drop off between this amount and like $2 billion, right? And we all know, right? And like we haven't figured out like where's the base where if somebody is born, there's a starting point to where there's no drop off between this starting point and this starting point.
I got Flacco real quick. So say your YouTube channel hits, or when it hits 1 billion subscribers.
Sure.
Billion subscribers.
Sure.
You're not going to want to leave that to your son or daughter? To your children, to your offspring?
I definitely do, right? But wait though, right?
Or do you want them to only get a smaller channel? They can't take the whole billion subscribers. They got to take 100 million subscribers.
Wait though, right?
Or they have to earn their own share.
Yes, right. Wait though, right? But look at this though, right? But look though, there's not really like too big of a drop off between 1 million subs and 100 million subs, right? So my kid inherited 100 million subs from me is cool, but we need to find the base where if this kid gets born, he starts off on this level to where there's nothing that's hindering him from being as successful as the kid who inherited 100 million subs.
Now you sound like Jackie Chan.
But Flacco, then you're either taking every child out of every impoverished situation and moving them somewhere, or taking every impoverished person with a family and moving them somewhere. And that sounds like a lot of like, I don't know, socialism, where just everyone's on the same level.
Yes, or right, Josh.
Start, right?
Right. Wait though, right? Or Josh, listen, Josh. But we all listen, like we've all identified this. Listen, there's a way to do this, but human nature makes it almost impossible. So hence we don't say, oh, because humans are bad people and are power hungry, let's not go with, let's all have access to the same resources, because hey, if we say communism is cool, well, guess what? People at the top are going to abuse the system. We should say, okay, this right here is the right system. Let's find a way to get rid of human nature and people abusing it.
Poetic Marxist. I
right?
love it.
But I understand the human thought behind, I work for this, this is mine. I personally don't subscribe to the line of thinking like, okay, this I work for this and this is ours. Like I work for this and this is mine. Like even when they take your taxes out and then they paying people's rent with the Section 8 and stuff like that, like you go to work every day and work hard, and they'll take money out your check to make sure that somebody else get to stay at home all day and watch TV, and their rent is only $4, $5, $6, $60 or something.
But you
like
do that in good faith of thinking that the person you're helping is not able-bodied and able to do the things you're able to do, which is why then collectively you're supposed to say, hey, this little bit that you're taking, it's like a communal tiding, let's say, right?
To me, it's derived from communism. That line of thinking is derived from communism. Because it's community. The root word is community, right?
No, but it's derived from...
You a Bernie bro?
It's derived more from like the kings that would go in and say, you guys did XYZ, I need a portion of that, which is then
like
the same thing that like Leopold did in Congo, where he's like, I need rubber, I need chocolate, and if you don't give it to me, I'm chopping hands.
Okay.
So it's a tax system. Like, so a tax system traditionally is not necessarily a good thing, but you could take a concept, okay, you give your money to your church.
Yep.
Some churches really do take that money and help the community. Some Joel Osteen say, I don't care there's a flood and a hurricane in Texas. Closes the church doors.
That nigga.
Why did we give you a mega church, right? So you want to think, like how you're saying, in good faith that what you're doing in some capacity is going to, you know what I'm saying, be, all right, we need a new school, we need a new road. So-and-so's grandma was working, she fell, she hurt her back, but she still got to pay, she still got to live somewhere. Can we hook her up with some sort of, I don't know, then that's where, you'd like to think you live in a cute little utopia, which we don't.
Yeah, we don't.
But you'd like to think that
not
somewhere, not at all, because then you realize then there's people with, the Trump thing that are like, I don't pay taxes and I'm smart. And you're like,
yeah, absolutely.
Is that what we're doing? Like,
yeah, right.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, right. Here, right. Because listen, like the problem with communism, right, is this, right? Like, right? Like, no, right? Look, so like we have to account for human nature being the evilness and laziness, right? Like, for example, if you say nobody goes without food, without shelter, well then how, right? And we all are on the same level. Well then, how do you convince somebody to do a job as a trash man versus being
working at the
a doctor?
Or working at the shit factory. That's how I always put it. If there wasn't poor people, if there wasn't struggle, if there wasn't oppression, you could not convince nobody to get up, get dressed, and go to a shit factory and clean shit out of water all day long.
I think that's a personal. No, I think that's a personal statement of yours. I think there's people in our world
who would go clean shit,
who understand jobs need to be done. So do you think your mom wants to clean up after you every day? She knows it has to be done. So there is responsible people in our communities that say someone has to take the trash out. Someone does have to do the sewage system. Someone does have to listen.
I don't think nobody would go work the shit if they didn't have to.
Do they want
Nobody's
to
the kid like, oh yeah, I want to grow up and work at the shit factory by the beach.
But some people don't
but
look at it as.
When you live and work in a small community, like
you're a part of it.
Yeah, they don't look at it as like something they want to do. It's just something that needs
that has to be done.
But why would that be? What have I done wrong in my life where I'm the shit factory?
No.
Unless I need to do this to provide.
Yeah, but
so
hold
if everybody else had food, if I had free shelter, free food, and all my needs are met, I'm not waking up to go work at a shit factory.
We're all on the sea level, right?
I mean, because I got free food. It's no consequence of me not going there.
Don't do that. There is no free food. There is no.
Yes, and also that goes deeper than that. Nurses have to deal with people in hospital. Come on, nothing is pretty, Dejan. I know you're better than that. I do know that.
No,
but
not that I'm saying I'm better than it,
but there is people in the world who have responsibility who say this has to be done, and I think it is your. I think there's certain situations where you can say, oh, I got to clean up after all these people, and I got to do all this. No, you're honored. It's your honor to have, you got to do a bunch of laundry. All right, well, everybody in your family wears clothes. So you're lucky. You know what? You got to do a bunch of dishes. Everybody ate food, right?
God bless those people that get up and do these type of jobs.
Wait though, right? Like, again, like, she is 100% right? Like, if we could account for there being just good people out there who would say, hey, listen, even though, like, being like a basketball player pays me the same as being a trashman or like, being like a doctor or a CEO pays me the same as being a trash man. Who's gonna wake up every day and choose to be a trash man up being a doctor? You feel me?
I think that's where we need to even it out.
Yeah.
People don't want to be teachers because it's a shit job. You barely get paid. You got to deal with all these badass kids. Yeah. If teachers got bread, like football players aren't signing up for anything pretty. Like, yes, they're famous. Yes, they're rich. Yes, they whatever. But they're literally getting beat up on a field.
Yeah, by a bunch of badass kids.
By a bunch of badass kids, you know, or even football players, concussions. You have all these things. Like NBA players, they have injuries. They're sports, boxers. Like, nothing is easy or pretty, but sometimes when there's a big fat ass check attached to it, if we lived in a society where the trash man was eaten,
more trash men, more
what?
people would
Everybody would be
trash
like, I'll take that trash
or
out.
whatever terminology
I'll
they
go.
use.
Yeah, because what? As
What if
soon as
the
they
waste
said
management-
UPS drivers, oh, you got to, that don't look like no fun. You got to carry all these boxes. As soon as they said they're making $200K a year, everyone's like,
I have a couple of friends that do that.
What
What's
if
our
though, right?
next? We have a domestic violence.
Wait, one more thing though, right? What if though, right? Renegade, if there was a cap, meaning like everybody got paid the same, meaning like this, right? Where like we all have the same house, same clothes, same shoes, same education, same food. Right. We all get paid the same.
That's like a utopian. That's like, is
Yes.
that The Giver or is that The Secret? What's that book / movie about that type
Giver.
of The Giver?
No, here, right. But okay, yes, right. But then it's kind of like if there's a limit, meaning like it's required we all got paid the same. Yeah. What incentive now is there for somebody to say, I'm going to choose to be a trash maker opposed to a doctor?
That's one. That's what I've been
'Cause
saying.
then
And
you would
two,
hope-
that's un-American. It's very un-American because America was built on free enterprise. So how can you tell me how much money I make? The sky's the limit.
America
in
was
regards
built
to-
on free labor.
Yes. Yeah, right. No, wait,
Yeah.
right. Wait, right. But like, that's my thing, though, right? It's that.
I'm reading what the paper said. The paper didn't say free labor. The paper said
Yeah,
free
right.
enterprise. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, right. Here, right. But bro, like, the only reason why though, like things are not 100% fair, is because we are taking human nature into account. Right, saying, listen, like things can't be 100% fair here. Why? Because there are some people who are going to try to abuse the system. So why don't we say though, this system right here is 100% fair. Let's find a way to like eradicate the human nature from out of that aspect of it.
I don't mind
You know?
each man for his own, but let's move on to this next. It's
Yeah,
another
what's next?
another DV situation. I hate talking about these. Houston Rockets guard Kevin Porter Jr. was arrested on Monday in New York City for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend, former WNBA player. Y'all gotta help me with this one. Kiersey.
We don't know. Don't WNBA players.
Kiersey got.
You know one.
Kiersey G.
Well,
the incident
yeah.
took place at the Millennium Hotel. The incident allegedly took place at the Millennium Hotel when police responded to a call around 6:45 a.m. Kiersey told police that Kevin Porter Jr. hit her multiple times and she had pain in her neck. KPJ is currently being held on assault and strangulation charges. Prayers to this couple.
Look crazy. Look at that picture.
You know what's crazy though, bro? Like this whole story is a mess, right? And there were actually people like trying to justify him beating her up, right? Because apparently, and he got home late at their hotel that like, and he's paying for, and she locked the door and won't let him in because he got home late,
right?
And she was trying to like put her foot down. And people were saying, well, listen, man, like, why would you lock the door out when the nigga, right? Just, like,
had a domestic dispute.
yeah, bro, it's nonsense, my nigga, right? Listen,
this
bro.
is between them, though. This is domestic dispute between them.
Bro, like, listen,
I'm
right?
sorry that
look,
it got physical, though.
Yeah, because listen,
people
bro.
do argue.
Right? Bro, like, listen, bro, like, locking a door doesn't equate to
Nothing
go ahead
equates
and
you
beat her
to
ass.
putting your hands on anyone ever.
Yeah.
If she's not your friend, at least to say, okay, hey, it's 3 a.m. All right, I'm mad at you. We're not going to be together anymore. You've disrespected me. Okay, cool. Do you respect him enough as someone's son, as someone's child, to let him have a safe place to rest his head? Yeah. Maybe he doesn't have enough money to go buy a second room. I'm not saying he does or he doesn't. I'm not pocket watching him. I don't know what he has.
His room.
But hold on. She's weird. You chose a girl that does petty shit. She's temper tantrumy. She's volatile. She does unhinged shit, like lock you out of a room you pay, like all these things. None of that equates to you putting your hands on someone ever.
Absolutely.
That's somebody's child. But that does mean you don't talk to this bum ass girl no more who's so petty, no matter what you feel. All right, he disrespected you. He's not a good boyfriend. Doesn't mean he's not somebody's child and doesn't need a safe place to rest his head tonight. Okay. So you let him come in there, you sleep on the couch, or you say to him, you know what? This is your room. I'm going to go.
Go get another
I'm
room.
going to go and I'm going to get myself a room.
So you
and
have your own money and
absolutely.
stuff like that,
Or you call your mother, you call your father, you call your best friend, you call your brother, you call your homie, you say, hey, I just need to get a room here right now. I'm fucked up. If you don't have it yourself, you should have your own bread, 100%. But let's say you're a woman who's in a bind. There are situations where you can get out of it. Uber even has emergency things where you can request an emergency ride. There's certain things you could do to get out of Dodge, but don't. And we don't know. This is is it allegedly?
I've been saying
allegedly. Okay, so we don't know.
We wasn't there.
But
So
She said it though.
if
She
the
said,
well, she
People
said
can
it, he
say
said it. People say
anything,
whatever
allegedly.
they want. We're gonna keep it at allegedly because that's what we're gonna
Yeah.
do. We don't know. But if you allegedly did that, you are mad weak. First of all, why you don't got a second key?
Yes.
Third of all, why didn't you go get security?
Yeah,
The room is in my
He
name.
did though, yeah.
Okay, well if security
He got in and then beat her up. Yes. Security, like,
let him back in.
yes. And then he beat her up.
Okay, well then he is
Security's
completely
because they were supposed to assess the situation.
absolutely
don't you
security.
think?
100%.
Yeah.
Security should have at that point said, "We don't want to keep y'all in the same
welfare
room."
check or
Welfare
something?
check, 100%. Or said, "Hey, sir, let us just get you another room, or let's just get her another room for the night. We'll figure it out." I'm sure they maybe had a room open, and if not, they could have taken her to a sister hotel or done some sort of welfare check, 100%. But that's wild.
Yeah, I hate the DV stuff because I do know that things happen with couples.
Yeah.
But it's always nasty when it gets violent.
For sure, bro. Walk away. Walk away.
Yeah, have
if
the
someone
steps to walk away, please.
Bruh, if
Even,
somebody
like, leads you to
doesn't
handle somebody though.
Huh?
Like, what even, like, for example, right, as a guy who's like 6'5", right? Like, what leads you to being
Nothing.
up?
It could be mental
Nothing.
health. It
5'6".
could be a pattern.
Man,
He
shit.
could have grew up witnessing it, so he thinks it's okay or it's a part of his.
Absolutely. It's
his,
some type of trauma
lifestyle,
that's
anything.
bubbling up in
And
him.
he's listen, right here, because his NBA career has been plagued with nothing but issues, right? Like he's
what?
all, bro. Like, one, they traded him because he like was disrespectful to the coach, the players, right? Like,
So he
right?
could have anger issues as well. Not defending him, but I'm just saying that he could have anger issues.
Bratty ass, temper tantrum ass kids become adults
Facts.
sometimes, and
No,
they
facts.
don't break those things. So I think, and it's not to say that he maybe didn't ruffle somebody's feathers the wrong way, and these things aren't just following him. We don't know the depths of it, but for the most part, once you start doing funny business here, and then you're doing funny business here, and you do funny business here, once that fourth place comes up, it's easy for us then to say, well.
No, hey,
You
listen.
definitely got anger issues. You definitely be wilding on people.
Prayers to this couple for sure.
Prayers.
Yeah.
Hell
Prayers to
nah.
this couple, yeah.
Listen,
I pray for
listen.
both of them.
No,
I
her-
wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I pray
You
for
have
both of
to.
them.
You have to. You don't know. You don't know what
I
they're
wasn't
dealing
there.
with.
Can we talk about the Dame Dash
Yeah,
topic,
let's go.
please?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
like
ready
what
for that
interesting,
one?
yes.
What the
Dame
thing that
Dash,
just-
one of my biggest role models.
Love Dame.
Love his
Shout outs to
influence
Dame.
and love to watch his interviews. Dame Dash admits that Jay-Z and Rockefeller Records took an L, quote unquote, when Nas dropped Ether and Jay apologized on the radio. I do believe I've seen this clip before. Unless it's a different clip, but he has said this before.
Pain in Arizona with Freeway. I think he was there. I land, and this dumb shit is on the radio, and we took a L because he got in this man's emotions.
Just know all of New York was listening.
What that had to do with you?
No, I was right there. I'm right there. I'm in
Everybody
the limos.
was there. Oh, you was in the car with?
I was.
Oh.
He was with
Yo, I fuck with Nas.
Yeah,
I like.
yeah.
I think he's one of the cooler ones that like. Cause I determine
He
who's
understood the game very well.
Rockware campaign.
Dame is honest, at least, or his version of the truth. He's honest with it. He's consistent with it. Like I said, I watched damn near all his interviews. He's told this story,
Yep.
but he's told the story.
He's
a couple
told,
times
yeah,
before.
he has. I think Dame. I think you know that when you get Dame on your podcast or you do an interview with Dame, you're definitely going to get sound bites because he's an incredible talker. Harlem, like he knows how to talk his shit. He knows how to, he's a soundbite. But I think they keep I think every
Ask
interview
about
he
Jay-Z.
has, they keep bringing up
He
Jay-Z
needs
and
a
they bring up the
publicist.
Rockefeller
Yeah,
shit.
He needs a publicist.
He absolutely
that
needs
says,
a publicist.
No
with him.
Jay-Z questions.
No,
You
please.
can ask about Rockefeller, but no Jay-Z
He has
questions.
so many other things going on. He drops movies. He's on
he
his health
discovered Kanye
journey.
West.
Bro, come on. Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
He's responsible for billionaires.
Yes,
Multiple
and
billionaires.
just
so
the whole independent mindset becoming
Yep.
so popular. He
Yeah.
was one of the forefathers of that. One of the
and they know as soon as they bring up these types of questions, he's going to say something that is going to then give them a soundbite. Yep, and that's your clip.
That's like me with the LA radio thing. Like I wish people would stop asking me about LA radio every time I sit on camera. Like I said what I said, play more LA music, leave it alone. Like I don't have to. Be
Period.
constant
You want
every-
you want to sensationalize shit. Okay,
Right.
so question. Your take, and I don't know if you even got a take on this one.
No,
Ether or Takeover? What was your at the time? Not now.
I was maybe 5, 6 when
shit.
this
Okay,
dropped,
you're a baby.
but But I do remember Ether. That beat was just something I never
the delivery,
heard before.
the beat, yeah.
The Takeover is fire too, but I'm gonna go with Ether because the beat, Ron Browse did his thing with the beat, and then just the shit Nas was saying. Even at that age, I knew it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
At that age, I didn't know what he was talking about, but I knew he was shitting on Jay.
The better song or like, which one like had
better
like
diss or better song?
Yeah, hey, records look.
I don't think those are separate things. I think those are the same thing.
No.
Because the disses have to be delivered in such a good dissy way that you feel like it hit. So I think that goes with the song. I think the difference is I think the beat was different. I think Nas said a lot of like funny.
Foxy bar was crazy.
Come on, the fucking mustache like a rat compared to beans you whack. Like he said a lot of stuff, but I think in hindsight, none of those guys care.
No,
they're best friends now, and you know what I mean. They're doing their thing. I think it's just Dame gives you good sound bites, so Dame's gonna say some funny shit every time.
Look, bro, looks here, right? So like me personally, like, and here's why, and I like love like Dame, right? Okay, because
and
every motherfucker at the top of the infrastructure hates Dame, right?
Yes,
so
he's a black
right?
guy, definitely.
So when I see like Vlad TV and hating Dame, like my first mindset is okay, like why do Vlad hate Dame?
And they
like,
had some great interviews together, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Back
right.
in the day, they had some great interviews.
Yeah, right. Why do Vlad hate Dame? Like why do NBC hate Dame? Right. Why do like this power structure hate?
Because
he made Culture Vulture. Excuse me, not to cut you off. He made Culture
sorry,
Vulture a term.
Yep.
He made a relevant term. He explained what it was to me.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things he made pop culture, believe it or not.
For sure. What? Dances, bars. Once again, he's responsible for some of the most important
liquor endorsements,
components of what this entire
rappers doing clothing brands.
For sure. What? Come on. Like, and also, he was one of the first people to really fight for the artists in those rooms versus just fighting for the board or fighting for the corporation.
Going
so I
off
think
on Randy Acker and shit.
Yep. And then I think he's a disruptor in whatever that is. But I think him having beef with whoever, like, y'all wasn't there, and you guys, at the end of the day, those guys did something insanely iconic, and they went against all odds, and they were the guys selling their singles for $4.99 when everybody else was selling it for 99 cents. And they really believed in themselves, and they championed that whole thing of, we could do this. Whatever you think you could do or whatever you think you could provide us, we could put our power together and do that shit ourselves. And I think if you could even get Jay to do an interview to talk about irrelevant things, because I think poor Dame gets like you said, he probably needs a publicist because they keep hitting him with these questions where he's like, because he has a million other things going on, like everybody else does. So nobody want to talk about that all the time.
Paid in Full 2's coming up.
He just did Prince of Detroit with one of my best friends, Brittany. That's a really great movie. They just put that out. So he's doing amazing things. He's got great things.
I still wish that he would get back into music full time. Like I could see Dame being the president of Def Jam. I know he wouldn't accept, and that's where me and Dame defer. Where I would accept something like that, where he's just like, I'm not going to work for anybody. That's Dame's mentality. I would love to see Dame revive a label like a Def Jam. I feel like if anybody
he'll
could,
tell you himself, he doesn't even like that shit no more.
Exactly.
He don't even like rap no more. He don't like hip hop.
But I hope that one day that changes. If I had to say something, I would hope that he would want to come back to hip hop and just for one more run give us that, because I know he can do it. I know he can do it in his sleep.
Yeah, to loop it back to what we said before, it's like you essentially want to have done something in a pioneered way so well that someone could then take your attitude and your belief in your people and kind of.
I feel like Nipsey Hussle did that.
Yeah,
Nipsey Hussle definitely borrowed a lot from Dame's logic and mentality, and he implemented it in a way that West Coast could appreciate.
Yeah, right. So like the Dame and Jay comparison to me is more so like Malcolm and MLK, right? Whereas they
it's dramatic, but
right.
It's dramatic.
Right. Where they both have two different approaches to where one is the renegade, the disruptor. He's coming.
Dame's Malcolm X.
Yeah, right?
Right.
And it's sad to me because we always see it like play out where it's kind of like the disruptor, the renegade, always finds a way to not be as successful as the motherfucker who bootlegs, who is all for peace. You feel me?
I get you. But now that we have social media and internet is so powerful, I still, even to this day, I'll critique anybody, including one of my heroes, Dame Dash. Yeah. He does have a lot of content. but it's very scattered
Yep.
and it's spread very
Yep.
thin because he has
Yep.
like 20 ancillary things going
Yep.
on, which I understand was the original vision for Rockefeller. His whole business model has always been to have ancillary businesses built around what? Music. So if there's no hot record, there's no hot artist there, Dame, all these ancillary products that you're building won't have the same impact or the same effect. That's why I'm saying I know that Dame discovered Wiz Khalifa. People don't know that. I know that Dame signed and discovered Currency. People don't know that. So I know that Dame, and that was way after Jay. So I know that Dame could still go out and find another, like he said, make another hole. I know that if Dame applied himself, he could make another star like a Jay-Z or a Kanye or a Wiz Khalifa or a Currency or somewhere within that spectrum. Sure. If he really went out there and discovered a new artist and groomed a new artist and produced a new artist and stuff like that, he could do that.
No.
He can make movies. He's a movie maker. He can make a movie about this artist. Have him make movies.
He's a businessman. I think if he was to run into another one of those types of characters that then he could partner with in some capacity or be able to do that, then I think he would. But I think at the end of the day, I think your heart has to be in the things your heart is in.
Do it,
You have to want to do it. I think right now he's more focused on like his health journey and producing movies, and he wants to really get in his producer bag. He's got his. So I think the passion isn't there. So tying it back into the Bobby Shmurda thing we were talking about earlier, like when you get out of a situation, excuse me, even when we were talking about Lush, when you get out of a situation, don't talk about the situation no more.
Absolutely.
Show us what you're doing now. Show us who you were the whole time with or without XYZ. So for Dame, I think he's one of those crazy, mad, genius types who can see talent in people and can come up with all these ideas. I think ultimately he just probably needs a really, really great team around him who then can help him realize all of the greatness that he has within him, because he does have a clothing. I think he does have a lot of things going on.
The CEO clothing brand is crazy. I've ordered a hat before. I want the shoes. He got sneakers. I would just say, again, you're saying a better team. I'm saying a publicist, and I'm saying an artist.
Yeah, because then I think they'll leave him alone.
If he had an artist,
I think he has an artist. He has a girl that he's doing. Because I did a podcast with them recently. Yeah, he has a girl that he has signed. Her name is Nikki. She raps. She's good. He produces her. He does. He's still got his hand involved in things. He makes all the music, but he himself is like a rock star now.
Yeah,
like he wants to
sing
I heard the rock music, and he wants to do country music, and that
wasn't hot. Dan.
But that's where his creative expression has gone to.
Right. I get what you're saying.
Although Kanye still calls him anytime anything's going on, or he wants to finish an album, and he taps in with him and gets his opinion, because he's still. You still have an ear. You still can recognize those things.
Go to Harlem, introduce a new Harlem artist. I don't know. It's just I want to see Dame back in the music business full time. I would love it.
Hey, Russell, she said that it's a team. You're saying that it is like he's not focused, right?
I'm not. He's not focused on
artists.
Yeah, and it's too scattered.
Yeah, but
and
I think it's deeper issue than that, though. I think the infrastructure has always dictated who does what and who doesn't, right? And they have always said that niggas with the Malcolm X and Dame's blueprint and archetype will never be as successful as the nigga with the MLK archetype. Meaning this, right?
That's true.
Right? Listen, right? Like there's a pure reason why MLK has a day and Malcolm X don't got shit. Why? Because the infrastructure and the power structure would always like niggas like MLK and Jay.
You have to, it's still ways around stuff. That's all I'm saying. And if there's no way to deny,
it's not around it,
there's no way to deny great music. If Dame had an artist that had a hot record right now, that would be a good look. And that would be beneficial. It would not hurt him to have an artist that has a hot record out right now. And that would be dope. I would champion
allow Dame
to see Dame.
Wait though, right?
They wouldn't allow him to find an artist to make a hot record?
Look, right? So here's why, right? If Dame, listen, right?
He's saying it's like mad
right?
deeper than rap
he
shit going on.
If Dame finds an artist right now, right?
Yeah.
Who's popping and who's hot.
Yeah.
You think that like again, like that artist is about to trend on YouTube, about to be on like
no, because he beats with Leo Cohen, so Leo Cohen runs YouTube, so that might fuck with the numbers.
Wait, though, do you think again though that artist is going to be trending and on YouTube have a Spotify playlist and placement? No, listen.
Still ways around. Still ways around.
But let's say his heart was in it. Let's say his heart was in it first, because I think that's the thing we have to note is willingness, your free will to want to do certain things. Where's your passion? What do you want to do? Right. All right. Let's say he was like,
woke up, I want it ready to do it.
Right now, that's what I'm on. Hip hop needs me. The streets needs me. The people need me right now. I'm in it. If he was to, let's say, want to do all of that, genuinely, I think he would then be able to disrupt it again somehow, because then he would be like, all right, we're back to pulling up with CDs and cassettes.
Yeah.
We're back to pulling up. Yep. I'm back up to doing block things. We don't need all that. We'll create our own. I think if you wanted to, you could, but I think the free will of it has to be there. And I think not for nothing, when people give us certain things and then they don't give us those things anymore, we have to still, like, somebody made the comment of, like, how many paintings does your favorite, or like the famous painters of the world, like the Sistine Chapel, how many paintings did Michael and Angelo do?
Okay.
Like, not that, okay, well, we still love him for that. Who cares what you do after? Not even who cares, but like, support the person throughout what they do. They don't have to give you.
I always like those artists and those
You gotta find them,
figures that gave
Dejan.
us.
I think he taught you. I think you went to the school of the Dame Dashes. I think you've seen that probably Breakfast Club interview 100,000 times, like everybody else did, right?
Yeah, boss.
Quotables. Well, got no boss, right? Right, for sure. You know it. He's quotable. But I think you do it.
Okay. Yes, why?
You owe it.
Listen,
you owe it. You're more in it.
Yeah, of course.
The man now has kids. He's moved on. Life has done this. There's also all these little stupid political things.
Well,
okay,
I accept that.
And the Dame does it again, bro. It probably won't work, and here's why, right? Because exploitators on every level, for example, in terms of like the exploitators in radio hates Dame.
Yeah.
The exploitators at the labels
you being a cynic though. We're talking about
the exploitators in media hate Dame.
He can figure out it's a Rubik's
How
cube.
the media niggas hate you, the real niggas hate you, DSPs hate you,
but it's possible.
Label niggas hate you.
It's possible. It's still
I don't know if
possible.
it's hate as much as it's hey.
It's like a disdain.
We try.
Fair,
but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have plenty of outlets that he can't do it in. Also, Dame is the type of person, and we've seen it in all of his. He'll tell you, do it yourself. The studio doesn't want to fund your film it yourself. Your friend has a camera, film it yourself. Yeah. You go record the music. Everyone has GarageBand on their phone. You have nothing stopping you. Do that shit, right? So I don't know if it's so much, do they hate him? No, I'm sure he's cool with any of these people, because once you got a certain level of bread and once everybody's just happy and people don't really bother each other, there ain't no smoke for real. He can still do business.
He can find people to do business
But I think at a certain point you go.
He's friends with Kanye.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, but I think at a certain point you just are like, I don't hate y'all, but I don't feel like dealing with all that.
Well, to your suggestion, I definitely accept that, and I am working on a Danny Lane album. I am working on a Danny Lane album. So
wait,
done.
You plan on being the disruptor, the person who is a renegade, the anti-infrastructure for the right? Or are you gonna be?
I plan on being Dijon Paul, which is a bit of everything. Just Dijon Paul. I plan on perfecting that. You could be disruptive but still do business with big corporations. I'm doing it right now. Yes. Right, but though, we love you because you have always been, nigga, like, these niggas at the top of this food chain, my nigga, these niggas is some fucked up niggas, right? Yeah.
So, once you start to climb, bro, like, you gonna learn, like, real fast, my nigga, like, you can't have no adversarial opinions of nobody at the top of the food chain, right?
I do have those adversarial opinions, and I share it. I'm known for having these adversarial opinions. And I thank God for the affliction. I thank God for the challenge. I don't want it to be easy.
Of course.
I love a challenge. So I'll enjoy my trajectory.
Right? Listen, because listen, like, with Vlad, and everybody here knows, right?
Yeah.
You feel me?
He blocked me. Vlad got me blocked.
And he tried to take food, bro. He tried to take food out of my mama's mouth because he thought that I had a bad opinion about him.
Yeah, people be like that in this industry.
Wait,
that happens.
Am I lying?
That happens.
Blanca, you're 100% right it happened, but that equation of him taking food out of your mom's mouth is wild.
It's OD. It's a Flacco line. It's a
Flacco
line. At this point, they're Flacco bars. They're wild.
Because Flacco, you had money being spent and other expenses that could have easily done those situations.
I was making $150 a day on my Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And that went directly to my mama, which was like a $5,000, right?
I feel what you're saying. I think it's a wild statement, but I think in the grand capacity of things, it is somebody's livelihood.
And what's your girl's nails budget in a month?
I still took care of mom even after
Vlad. No.
Vlad, right?
You didn't let it stop you.
No.
Took away $5,000 a month of revenue from me. You feel me? That's crazy too, right? Because he thought that I was the one who brought Rizza Islam here.
Oh God.
That's crazy.
But that's part of your story. One day you're gonna be telling that story on the stage, accepting an award for being the best streamer in the world that year.
Listen,
what's
bro.
the Scream Awards called? The Screamies?
Streamies.
You know what's crazy though, bro? Bro, fam, listen, bro. Like,
you're an interviewer. You're allowed to bring Rizza Islam on. You're allowed to bring Vlad on. You're allowed to bring whoever you want to give a platform to on, as long as you stand firm in who you are. Yeah. And if you bring some crazy person on here, you don't switch who you are or any of those things.
Right.
But Vlad feels a way about certain things. Like I said, he's blocked me over certain opinions. So he'll feel a way and block you, and that's his prerogative as well.
That just shows you how you shouldn't pay attention to none of that.
Well, listen though.
Yeah, word. Like
Vlad told people though.
Bye.
Right. So Vlad told niggas that he went back about like a year or so, right?
Yeah.
To find these like Vlad TV clips that's on my shit, and took it down. It gave me strikes because he thought that I brought on Rizza Islam, and he is beefing with Rizza Islam. He told China Mac that.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck, my nigga?
You got proof.
You went back and copyright strike my Instagram and took away $5,000 of fucking revenue from me because you thought that I.
But did you copyright strike him?
Who?
Did you copyright strike him? Like, was it worthy of a copyright strike? Like, did you steal his content?
Josh, that's besides the point.
It was a 10-second Vlad TV clip, right?
That's semantics, Josh.
That everybody posted.
That's semantics.
You feel me?
Yeah, I just want to.
Which is like kind of okay, cool.
I think that's an ode to how petty he is, because you're a public figure,
so many
and there's
people,
every single day
Vlad
a million videos of you, and I'm maybe gassing your numbers, but like let's say there's a couple thousand people posting something you did on your clip every single day and having commentary on it. So for you to go out of your way to like hurt poor Flacco, trying to be a good kid, trying to help his mom out for real. And I know that sounded mad crazy, but
Flacco
ultimately
is of the opinion people who do crime and break rules should be persecuted for it.
Josh,
okay, yeah.
I don't like your tone.
It's not a crime.
It's very vindictive.
It's against terms
Josh
of service on the platform you are. It's against terms of service on the platform
That's
you're
fair
using.
use.
He got you on the technical.
Well, if it was fair use, then you'd be able to use it.
No.
But they decided it wasn't.
No.
He got
Wait
you
though,
on
right?
technicality.
No. Wait though, right?
If it was fair use, you wouldn't have had a copyright strike.
Wait, here, right? IG and YouTube will always tell you, we're not the courts. We don't dictate what is fair use or not. Right. We will strike it, take it up with the court, come back and tell us like what's up. You feel me? Okay. Right? So Vlad, right? So Vlad like took extreme right advantage of you feel me? Right? Like I don't think that he's gonna go to court and do this shit over IG page with like 70,000 followers, right?
Right.
I said cool. I'll just rebuild it. Now guess what? I'm like past that point mark now within like 5 months, right? So hey, nigga,
let it stop you.
You lost, but in 5 years, there's a new class of us now in this media shit, right? Yeah. But we can't wait to give hell to these legacy media niggas, bro. Right? Because
there's a couple legacy media people I have some words for.
Well,
in 5 years,
it depends on how nice you are.
Yeah.
But that's why they say you have to like treat people fairly as you walk past them, because you're gonna have to walk past them again when you come back down.
Exactly.
Like you're gonna go right past these same people on your way back down, because nobody that like you may reign supreme in some capacities.
Nobody but Hove.
Yeah.
Nobody but Hove stays at the top.
But hold on, but even Hove being at the top, had Hove done questionable things in his career at some point, those things would hinder him from being able to do certain things. You get what I'm saying? So I think even then, I think you do have to be nice to the doorman. You do have to be nice to the little guy who just has a few followers. He's not you yet, but guess what? In 5 years, he'll be that guy. So it would be nice of you to think that you might want to be nice to these motherfuckers, because you're gonna have to run into them again. And also their opinions of you matter. Everyone is somehow like a little Yelp review on who you are when they meet you or when they talk about you after that. You got to be cool everywhere, because that little shit right there now makes you go, why you bullying him?
Of course. Yo,
he don't even got no followers in the grand scheme of things compared to you.
Of course.
Oh, you're a big follower, man. Why are you ruffled by some little clip he put up of you?
Of course.
That's too much.
Look, like this kid, right? Like he's like 17, right? He sent me like this email, right? Where and it was a conversation between him and like Vlad, right? Where he said, bruh, I'm just a kid. I have 300,000 followers on IG. Mm-hmm. This is my future, my life, bruh. Like, can you please just take it back so I can get my page back? Last said, pay me $10,000, right?
No nigga don't care about
right?
that.
Wait, though, right? The kid told me, bro, like I contemplated fucking suicide over this shit, cause I had 300,000 followers. I've been on this page like since I was fucking like 13 years old.
It's herb shit, yo. It's petty herb shit.
Building
Like
shit.
you,
But
like
it's still
you.
business. It's still business.
I mean, it's business,
It's
but at
not
the end of the
business,
day,
though.
like just relax. Let people eat. Let people do what they do, and
That part,
stand firm in who you are. Once again, looping it back into the first conversation we had, like with the Lush thing and the no jump. Like no jumper isn't fazed by this small incident that happened here. Many incidents have happened and will happen. You have to be bigger than all those little things.
Yeah.
You have to be bigger than all those things. You have to stand on what you are. If you're Mr. Big Shot interviewer guy who gets all the big names and you got a name where people, know you.
Yeah.
Don't go after little motherfuckers. Like, stand firm on who the fuck you are. Nobody told Lush, like, oh, you're not allowed to ever do interviews again. Nobody, bro, go do your thing.
Yeah.
And whatever you do is not going to touch what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's not personal. None of this is
What's
personal.
crazy is this
It's
though,
all
right?
business.
No. Well, like, and it becomes personal, right? When like you watch people who are like dead terrified of even uttering any type of like criticism, like towards this nigga.
Yeah, but when they get
Why?
when they get personal, you get business.
Right.
That's at least
No,
my
with
mindset.
the right-
You get personal,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get business.
With
I'm gonna
the
get
right-
I'm gonna get to work.
No,
I'm gonna
with the
grind.
right-
I'm gonna grind even harder. The
There's
more
people,
personal you
right?
get, the harder I work.
No.
But do you think that's a low blow to your character and your prowess when you have to shut down these little tiny situations because it would
No, I'm speaking on the reverse.
threaten
so
you in
say
some
that
way.
does shut you down. You
Yeah.
start, like you said, you just start another one. You keep going. You don't
exactly.
let it
That's
stop
what I'm
you.
saying. Focus on the big picture.
Yes.
Don't let it stop you.
Wait though, right? Yes, right. But though, I understand that I have like this platform, right?
Yeah.
That helped me build back the IG quicker. But though, there's a kid in fucking like South Side fucking Chicago,
Right.
who that little $1,500 a month kid help, you feel me? Now that's gone because you wanted to be spiteful, right?
What
Too,
the- yeah.
right. Two is this though, and I get frustrated and kind of angry when I see again like my peers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who I'm saying, bro, like y'all not gonna speak up for this, like y'all is terrified of like
This motherfucker.
when y'all
Right, like him, like that.
when dog like.
Right.
You know it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I know it's fucked up. You know it's fucked up.
All right.
Why you niggas leaving me to say nah, nigga? Like that's not right.
Can't take it
Because
personal.
they want
though.
an MLK day.
Right, but yeah, that part, and you
Because they
can't
want their
take
day.
it
Because some
personal.
people want their day, and some people know that it's about a bigger picture.
Some people play the game. Some people just rep the game.
No, like historically,
Everybody do it
Jay-Z's
their
been
way.
known to not respond to beefs. That's why him responding to the Nas thing was humongous.
Yeah, that's true.
Since then, he doesn't care what you say about him, and he's not coming out. He's not going to mention you. Even if he does, he's
It's
going to do it in
gonna
the
be
most
slick, yeah.
slick way that if you really paid attention, he did say it. But you have to be bigger than that, and then that's how you do get your day. And that doesn't mean don't Malcolm X your life, because you do have to be a renegade, but be a
course.
renegade within order and be a renegade within instruction. Like there's no rules. Fuck the rules. But there's instructions on how to do this shit. There's
course.
instructions on how to make a motherfucker not want to be back around you later.
Of course.
Like don't do all that. You could stand
Of course.
firm. You could and a lot of this stuff that happened even like with Dame was post the breakup of Rockefeller.
That's true.
Like so during Rockefeller when he's standing up for Jay-Z and doing all those disruptor, let's say
yeah.
renegade things in those rooms, at that time it was all for something.
Okay.
They had Michael Jackson at the
Summer Jam.
Summer Jam. What do you come on? They Rockefeller was selling out. Rockefeller was in major Macy's and big stores. Like Rockefeller convinced Sean John to do his thing and all these other
He
people.
inspired all these rockers to do
Everybody,
clothing
yep,
brands. Yeah.
period. And because they realized that why would I also do liquor brands and all so
Armadale vodka. Yeah.
Yep. So I think ultimately some of that shit is after that. And I think even that is like how you said, you're not going to call this out. You're not going to call that out.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of
crazy.
people aren't going to call out the super big baller boss guy.
Oh yeah.
They're not going to call him out because
Yeah.
if I said something bad about him, well, he's really doing something right now. He's not all over the place. So I need to get next to him. So I'm not
And
finna.
you can't take it personal. That's
can't.
all I'm
No,
saying. Don't
we can
take
de-
that silence personal.
Well, no. What
But
though?
grant me that same silence. This would be
Word.
my thing. I don't like when people
Yeah.
speak up. Be quiet when I go through something, but speak up if I retort. If I have a retort to a person I get an issue with, when they say something about me, you don't say nothing. But when I say something back, oh, Dejan, you should be a bigger person, or oh, you.
But that's also because you're the aggressive one. So that's the life I live, right? Everybody will quietly say some bullshit, and then I say it,
some shit back,
Then it's
and
kind of
now
like,
it's like, oh, you so aggressive. No, I'm not. I just literally did what you did. I said what you said.
And it's either it's both wrong or it's both right.
But you're more aggressive with yours. You're more vocal with yours. That's why they say you can't. Once you start like that's been my life thing. Like don't be yelling.
Right? Guess what though? And based on like and him like on China Mac, right? You can see different languages where like and he's trying to and he's trying to get me fired from here.
Vlad has tried to get you fired from No Jumper. Josh, can we verify this?
Look, Russell, look at this, Russell. Look at this, Russell. Look, here, right, look at this, Russell. Look at this, Russell.
Josh keeps getting called to the stand.
Right, look, Russell, look at this though.
Confirm or deny, Josh. Confirm or deny.
So why on China Mac, right? Wait, right, no. Wait, so right, look though. So while on China Mac, right?
Yeah.
He says, well, shit, man, you feel me? Like, I told Adam, man, you know, like, if I was you, I would not hire somebody who talks bad about my friend.
Okay.
He tried to get me fired.
In a slick political
and that's the
way,
game they play, my nigga.
Yeah, that's the games that get played.
You feel me?
Yes, all the time. But you
that's how they play.
You can't let it raise your blood pressure and shit, Flacco. That's what I'm over here telling you.
Wait, though. I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, wait, hold up now, nigga.
It's when people keep mentioning you.
Okay.
It's when I don't think you're upset about it, but I think it's like why Dame's now like he's like, of course. What do you mean? Right. Of course that hurt us. He's not even saying we took an L, we were losers. No, he's like he's literally being asked about Ether. Come on, you're being asked about Ether.
Every time you do an interview.
Come on, aren't you tired of that shit, bro? I just put a movie out. I just did this. I just had a son.
Yeah.
I got a whole line of holistic healing and all this
diabetic
health, all this. Like, I'm doing all that. You keep talking about this bullshit. You keep bringing up this fucking bullshit. Yeah. So am I mad? Kinda
irritated. It's frustrated.
It's demeaning.
Okay.
It's demeaning to your entire to your full entity.
Yeah.
Like even you. Okay, bro, I talked about you for a nanosecond. Mm-hmm. I bring a lot to my people.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure you have a huge following and people love you.
Yeah.
And, right? Like, don't do that. Yeah. You're dismissing everything by just trying to focus on this little tiny thing here. Mm-hmm. And trying to gas it because you're mad petty. So I think some of that is just...
Yeah, like, bro, listen to, right? Imagine if Adam wasn't solid, right? No, wait, right?
Okay. Picture this.
Imagine if Adam was not a solid nigga.
And he decided to take Vlad's opinion or suggestion.
Flat TV bullshit games would have gotten food out of my mama's mouth and in my mouth. Right?
Challenge him to a boxing match.
No.
Vlad's not going to take that.
Yeah, right now. No, right? It just goes to say, right, bro, that, bro.
I don't think you're giving Adam in this establishment enough credit that that opinion
would never happen.
He said hypothetically, though.
Hypothetically. No, you're right.
Yeah,
no.
right? Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
It's the
you have to be
extreme
careful.
Version of this,
yeah, but you have to be careful. I've had situations like this happen where, you know, a new business person comes in and they don't follow with their word. And then, you know, then they try to blame you in the process of it. Well, thank goodness I had a good enough relationship with my client that what you did doesn't... I have enough invested into this friendship bank account or this business bank account or this relationship bank account with this person that I'm good with Adam. You don't faze me. But the fact that you tried my livelihood is so petty. Like, I'm just a kid trying to do what you did. Really...
He can fuck with me first.
Period. Really, I'm honored to follow in your footsteps or whatever that is, because I'm sure you weren't at some point when you were a kid. Vlad was all over YouTube, whatever.
Of course.
You know, somewhere it's like, damn, bro, I kind of, not that I looked up to you, but like, you know, I was trying to be one of your peers. I was trying to be somebody who was, you know, doing the same thing you're doing, and now you're trying to squish little people.
That's the game.
On, bro.
Idols become rivals.
That's awful.
As long as we don't take it personal, we keep moving forward. Keep doing business. It's all
but
good.
If your idols are player like a Jay-Z, they don't become your rivals because they don't respond to you.
In fact, man.
They don't respond to you. Like if No Jumper wasn't No Jumper, they'd have responded to all of this and they wouldn't have kept the show going. Okay, the show goes on. Yes, this happened. Family feuds happen.
Yeah.
Nobody fought. Nothing crazy happened. All right, cool. Everybody move on. It's still love. If everybody run into each other, because we will. It's LA.
Of course.
It's love.
Of course, man. Bro, listen though,
all is well.
Right, listen
what are
though.
you talking about? Y'all
and in 5 years, like, people like Say Cheese, Adam, and academics who actually show love back to the regular niggas, they gonna be good. But in 5 years, when now the new niggas is empowered and we're in position now, like you can't withstand all of us not fucking.
Yeah, payback's a bitch.
Yeah, I mean he'll get his karma.
For sure.
But I believe you. I believe what he did is what he did.
Yeah,
Which is why you have to be
fucked
kind.
up, my nigga.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's fucked up, definitely. Fuck Vlad.
You got to have a good reputation. You got to be a good person. You got to.
I'm blocked.
Yeah.
I'm blocked too. For me, after he can't fuck with me, I'm blocked too, man. But hey, folks, man.
I'm blocked on Twitter and Instagram, but it's been a great show.
Yeah, come on, man.
Shout out everyone for pulling up today. There's been another episode of No Jumper News. 6 o'clock tonight, No Jumper Show dropping. Make sure you all tune in. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 o'clock, unless Flacco's